What's up, special? Roll call, visionary life path 11. I'm a life path 11 too. What's up, Kaylee? Not the oh well. Professor YNA. That has a good ring to it. What's up? Debo. Sending good vibes, sending it right back to you. You never been on a live before? Welcome in. Everyone on YouTube side, welcome in. You guys came in here very fast. It's normally a TikTok side that goes up first. What's up, Paulette? Appreciate the heart me. Blessed night, blessed night. Love your content, appreciate it. Thank you. Hi. What's up, Foxy Lady? Today's live, guys, is gonna be about the succubus, incubus, any of these sexual demons out here, the honey traps. We're gonna have another slide where we talk about celibacy, SR, the benefits you'll get from it, how it will protect you. Esmeralda, you're amazing as always. Appreciate the ice cream. CJ, appreciate the follow. I normally don't go live on Friday nights, but I didn't go live yesterday. So this live will be here to make up for it. But since I don't normally go live on Friday, probably have like a lot of new people in here. Letty Bug, appreciate the follow. Yeah, I just started. Little Rock in the building. What's up, Stan Truth? Right back at you, Cyber. More, how you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. Before we get into the stream, I always want to just like talk to you guys, connect and whatnot. How many of you guys have met people in real life that you can talk about with these things? Like, how many awakened people have you guys met in real life? Put the number down in the chat. If it's 0, put 0. If it's more than 1, put more than 1. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, wow. 1, 1 to 2, not much. Someone said 20. That's the first I've ever seen that. But yeah, normally it's 0 or 1. It's pretty crazy. I'm saying if you're going to be walking this path, you got to just be comfortable of people not understanding you. And when you do talk to people in the Matrix, those are probably, you're always forced to talk to people in the Matrix. We've learned to just kind of conform, talk about what they want to talk about. What's up, JT? Talk about what they want to talk about. But when it comes to the things we want to talk about, okay, if you go out there and say, hey, I'm celibate because I'm going to protect my energy, I don't want to give it to these demons, they'll lock you up. And I'm not even over exaggerating. Some people awakened and they went straight to the mental house. I probably would have went too, but I was pretty quiet with the things I was seeing and knowing. I had people call me crazy, but no one cared enough to be like, let's put this guy into the hospital. Happened to you. You see, there's people in the chat that's letting you know right now. And if everyone is telling you you're crazy, man, you're gonna start believing that stuff. Like, man, am I crazy? But like I said, it's a coming of passage. Getting called crazy on this journey is a blessing, because them calling you crazy lets you know that you're no longer part of the Matrix. And also, I read this book and I was rereading it a couple days ago. It's called Feeling Good by David Burns. There's like a paragraph in there where he says, crazy people aren't asking if they're crazy. They're not questioning it. They're just out there being crazy. If you had the ability to ask yourself, am I crazy? There's a high probability you're not crazy. But you guys know what to do. Keep tapping the screens. Get me to 20K on the TikTok side. YouTube, I'm still not really sure how the likes work on here, but tap the screens, like it, and do what you do. But glad to have you guys here. Sometimes I be thinking I shouldn't go live on Friday nights because people be out, people be doing things. But then again, I'm like, I'm in a spiritual niche. We don't leave the house. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, yo, if I'm in a spiritual niche, we're all in the house. So I can literally do a live any night and you guys will be here. If anything, it's like the most people I've had in the beginning compared to like a Wednesday or like a Tuesday. It's the Matrix people are out right now at probably a concert, bars, this and that. Not judging, but when I think about those things, I get exhausted immediately. And that's how I know I'm an old soul. It's kind of crazy. Night and day difference from the me from now to back then. Social battery drained, exactly. Friday night is perfect. Oh yeah, it is Friday. Shit, LOL, don't care. Going out in public feels like blank blank in the air. Yeah, definitely. So I'd be trying to stay in the house a lot. But like no matter how introverted you are, eventually you gotta go out there. That's why I always say you gotta have ways to like know how to protect your energy when you're out there. Especially like the longer you're celibate and the more high vibrational you are, just being out there is like so many people are gonna gravitate towards you and want to take your energy. LOL Matrix is way too much today. I found my peeps. Welcome in, Lisa. Appreciate the. Are we still popping fireworks? Are we being for real? Nah, maybe I just heard. Nah, maybe I just heard something wrong. What's up, Shiza? Grand Rising. My tribe, welcome in. Paulette, it's still July. The real deal. Appreciate the follow. But yeah, guys, welcome in. Get me to 20K on TikTok. We will get started. Today's topic is more so focused on the succubus, incubus, honey traps. Understanding that not everyone you date out there is someone that wants to reciprocate the energy. There's a high chance that if you guys are in this live, you guys already came to that conclusion yourself. You probably thought everyone out there was normal. We've been bamboozled. Some of us more than one time to be like, all right, we got to figure this stuff out. Some of you guys in here probably just went through it. Probably going through right now. You're trying to gain some clarity. So hopefully this live can give you some clarity. Bamboozled. That's the word of the day, guys. The word of the night. Bamboozled. Took a couple rounds. No judgment. Yeah, I'm a very as a light worker, you can't be like so trusting out here. As a light worker, you're being naive will literally get you destroyed. Who would have thought? People don't really mean what they're saying. You got to kind of read between the lines. And that's why we got blessed with this beautiful thing called discernment. Michelle, appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone in here, shout out my mods, Michelle and Paulette. They are amazing. Trying to protect yourself, your energy. That's amazing. Hoodwink. What's some other words? Bamboozled, hoodwinked. Like I be saying, guys, when you walk this path, life is like a Scooby-Doo episode. A lot of demons out there, and you're like a part of the Scooby-Doo gang. You're out there unmasking demons. Even though you don't want this job, hey, you're one of the best to do it. Because even when you're not trying to expose people, people just get exposed. Shenanigans. To even be in this type of live that we're talking about right now, you need to have some sort of initiation to know what we're talking about. To understand what we're going to talk about today, guys, and thank you for 20K likes. We will get started in a bit. To understand the things that we know, guys, and the things like that we're going to talk about today, you got to go through like a certain amount of trauma. Now, some people, you can go out there and try to like put them onto this knowledge and say, hey, look, there's succubus out there. There's incubus out there. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. They're going to tell you with a straight face, there's no such thing as demons. You're just dating the wrong people. So do understand that like this information is not for everybody, but you guys probably already know that with being outside the matrix, trying to wake up people that are not ready will start attacking you. But we shall get started. If you know what a succubus or incubus is, drop ones in the chat. Appreciate the heart, man. So to the new people in here, the topic is succubus, incubus. After this slide, we're going to talk about celibacy, the benefits you can get from that / like SR. They're both the same things. Don't get confused. But before we get into succubus and incubus, I always want to give a recap of what spiritual warfare is. And for those of you guys that don't know, we are definitely in this thing called a spiritual warfare. Growing up, you just probably thought all this stuff was random. You probably thought that the people attacking you and doing the weird things, you always had some type of matrix logical reason to justify why said things were happening to you. If you guys are in here, high chance you guys are light workers. Where my light workers at? Roll call in the building. Hit YNA in the chats. YNA in the chats. My light workers, chosen ones, star seeds, people that were put here to help raise the collective consciousness of the planet. I'm gonna let you know this right now. If you guys vibrate high, you guys are a target. If you guys have discernment, you guys are seeing through this matrix, you guys are truth tellers. It seems like it's the opposite. It seems like you should be having a lot of people on your side. You should be getting praised. Come to find out, it's the opposite. This world does not like good people, guys. This world demonizes the good ones, but the bad ones, they get glamorized. We live in a narcissistic society, guys, and it's the more narcissistic you are, the easier of a time you are going to have. I think someone just said Trump down there. I don't even follow politics, but that's like an example right there. The president of a country is narcissistic. Rappers has very narcissistic personalities. They're very glamorized. People that are putting out bad into the world, but they stand on it. People respect them and they look at these people as leaders. Now enter the empath. Esmeralda, thank you. Enter the empath. If you have someone out there like us that's very understanding, quote unquote good, someone that values the truth, justice, and all those different things, like I said, on paper, that sounds like you're gonna have an easy time. Empaths are getting obliterated out there. But not just because they're empaths. Normally when you're getting obliterated as an empath, that's happening because you don't have boundaries. As an empath, everyone in this chat right now, if you guys are one of those titles I said, make sure you have boundaries. That's going to be your protection out there in society. Esmeralda, thank you. Growing up as an empath without boundaries, it probably took you a minute to figure it out. As I always say, it took me a minute. I just thought everyone was thinking like me. And if you guys had a family like I had, you probably didn't stand a chance in society, because when you get raised by narcissists, they're really just grooming you to be bullied by other narcissists. Your narcissistic parents spent so much time trying to protect their image, their reputation, making sure you respected them. They never really gave you the tools to survive out there in society. We live in an animal kingdom, guys. I know it's very confusing because you look at other human beings, they have clothes, we have jobs, social constructs. Megan, you are amazing. Thank you. But it's an animal kingdom, guys, and people are constantly testing you. Now, some of you guys are probably in here like, testing? What? What do you mean? Human beings testing me? Hey, this is a subconscious behavior that human beings like to do because people want to put you on a social hierarchy. You look at everybody probably on the same level as like an empath, and you probably just think we can all get along. We can all hold hands. We can skip out there in the roses and sunshine. Nah, other people are trying to test you to see where your value is in society. And then because of that, you will have a lot of people that will probably put you on a pedestal. And being placed on a pedestal does not make you safe. Because when you're on a pedestal, people will like you in the beginning, but it's not a real genuine like. They're probably just waiting for a moment to probably drop kick you off a said pedestal. Because when someone puts you on a pedestal, they're expecting you to act how they're perceiving you. People that view people as above them, like in the social hierarchy, they expect you to be like narcissistic. Because remember, we're in a narcissistic society. So if someone's placing you above them, this is a very confusing society, guys. Like if someone is placing you above them and you were like mean to that person, you were like ruthless, you were standoffish, you were giving them attitude. It sounds very confusing, guys. And if you guys have went through this, you could confirm it down in the chat. They're gonna like you. Like, I don't know like what these people are doing out there. A lot of us feel like aliens walking in society because like we're like, what is this? But yeah, those people, if you're like very like narcissistic towards them, they'll like you even more. And then those demons, if they kind of view any type of weakness from you, you're like nice, respectful, then they will get disrespectful to knock you off a said pedestal. Thank you for that gift. Because they see it as a chance to take your spot on the list or on the social hierarchy. So understand, guys, this is a spiritual warfare. Everyone out there that you meet is not all the way human. A lot of people have sold their souls a long time ago. I made a video called "The Fact That You Didn't Turn Evil is Insane." And you guys in the chat, everyone right now, you guys didn't sell your soul. You guys didn't go evil. So W's in the chat for all you guys in here. No matter what happened to you, no matter what life threw your way, you're like, I'm not going to go bad. I'm not going to go evil. And a lot of you guys in here are very intelligent people. You guys have discernment. You guys see through this veil. You're very capable. Honestly, if you became like a villain, you could have been one of the best villains out there, to be honest. You would have been on top of this matrix, just commanding demons, this and that. But to you guys can never do that because it feels very weird. It just feels like inauthentic. Even when you don't intend to make someone feel bad, you're feeling bad about it, like, oh, no, I'm sorry. And that is not a bad thing, guys. That's a gift. But once again, you got to be selective with your empathy. Okay, if you're not selective with your empathy, these demons love empaths that don't know what is going on. Everyone had their initiation moment where we woke up, got the rule book, and figured out there was a game being played this whole time. And when you figured out the game was being played, you probably went through a bunch of different emotions. For one, you were probably angry. You're like, yo, why didn't anyone tell me that this game was going on? Why didn't anyone tell me that people were out here manipulating me, doing this? You got even more angry when you found out that these people were your family members, your friends. For a long time, you probably had rose-colored glasses on you, and you didn't want to see these people as like bad or like demonic or any of these things. And in that process, you were probably having an identity crisis. Like, you don't want to think they're bad, but this is what they're showing you, going back and forth, back and forth. A lot of you guys have came to the realization that you got to believe people for who they show you to be instead of like their potential, instead of who you're wishing them to be. And by doing that, guys, as an empath light worker, you will have an easier time out here. Because these people are telling on themselves every single day, and it's up to you to want to listen, if you want to listen or not. And because you guys grew up in a narcissistic family system, a lot of people that are coming your way that's trying to date you before you healed was pretty demonic. In spiritual warfare, people allow themselves to get possessed by these spirits when they don't do their shadow work, when they don't work on their trauma. And you, as like a curious person, as someone that's always trying to get to that next level, that's always confused you. Because you're probably wondering, like, what do you mean not everyone out here is working on themselves? Not everyone is healing their trauma. That's a real thing, guys. A lot of people out here, they don't want to do the work. And because of that, they let themselves get possessed by their shadow. It's called like a shadow dominant consciousness, where they'll be good sometimes, but then that shadow might come out randomly at one point and start possessing them to do some scary, demonic, possessive things. And here's another positive about being a light worker, guys. As a light worker, when people have these shadows, you're gonna trigger them. You can't stop it. It's just a part of the process. Your whole life, you were probably thinking to yourself, like, why do people hate me for no reason? Why do people keep getting triggered? Why do people keep attacking me? How many of you guys found that to be your experience growing up? Drop ones in the chat. Whole life hated without cause. You're like, yo, like, what is going on? Like, what? Like, is it me? Should I change how I'm acting? Come to find out that no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to conform, these people are not going to like you. Because these people have demons within them. We're in a spiritual warfare. And these demons, they be having demonic assignments to attack you. And you're probably like, why can't they leave me alone? Because you have something these demons want. And that's your energy. You guys have an overabundance of energy. You guys have done your shadow work. You kind of figured out your stuff. Not saying you're all the way healed, but that positive influx of energy that you have, that's exactly what these demons want. And they see you from a distance, and trust me, they be knowing who you are before you even know it. You probably think that, no, I'm not like that. I'm not this special. I don't have this. Hey, if you didn't have this type of energy within you, if you weren't aligned, you wouldn't be in this chat with other people that can validate the same experience that you have went through. Because when you walk this path, you're going to go through a lot of things that it's like very hard to explain. You're going to constantly think to yourself like, man, did I just experience that? Am I going crazy? Nah, this keeps happening to me. So it's probably me. Like, it's probably something I'm doing. In a way, it kind of is you if we got to take responsibility. But it's more so like it's us letting these people in. When you guys are on this path, I hate to tell you guys this, you're not going to have that many friends. You can't really be having talking stages and just dating people randomly. If you look outside, there's this thing out there called the Matrix. I got you. There's this thing called the Matrix. And because we're in a matrix, you have a lot of people that's under programs, that's under like demonic possession. A lot of people that is jealous, envious. Because of that, they're going to allow themselves to get possessed by these spirits and they're going to attack you. But understand, guys, when it comes to hatred, when it comes to jealousy, when it comes to envy, this stuff isn't said out loud. And that's why a lot of you guys probably got confused going through these things. Because you guys are authentic individuals. So you thought to yourself, if someone is jealous, they will just say that out loud. Nah, guys, you can actually have these people, they hate you, want to attack you. but they'll come across just kind of like looking like regular people. And that's why it's very important for you guys to use discernment and understand that not everyone that you see out there is all the way human. Some of these people are sent on assignment to take you out. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about in this stream today, because a lot of you guys had a sexual demon sent your way to drain you, to take you out, to stop you from reaching your soul's purpose. Now, guys, every single one of you guys in here, you have a soul purpose. Me, myself, I can't tell you what it is. You have to go within and get that answer for yourself. But you complete your soul purpose, you will be able to get off of this planet when your time comes. However, if you don't figure this stuff out, if you don't accomplish your soul purpose, you will be right back down here to do it all over again. Some of you guys, this isn't your first time being here on Earth. This is probably like your multiple attempt, and there's always this demon or there's a situation that keeps you trapped in a cycle. Because when it comes to these demons, it's like you can escape one. Don't think that by escaping one succubus, one incubus, that you're good. You're never going to run into this demon ever again. I hate to tell you this, guys, but if you don't learn the lesson, you're gonna keep running into that same demon. It might look different. It might look like a whole different person. That person might be taller, might be a whole different looking person. It's still the same demon possessing that individual. And these demons love it when you don't learn your lesson. Because if you don't learn your lesson, they get to keep doing the same thing. They keep being able to siphon your energy. Some people go their whole life not learning this lesson, and that's exactly the reason why they have to come back down here and learn and do it all over again. Because in that soul contract, it was certain lessons you had to learn. Probably growing up, you're like, why am I going through these things? Why do I attract these things? Think about this. Like, you learn the most when you actually suffer and you go through these experiences. When you look at like the wisest people like that you speak to, they're the ones that have like went through it, like trauma on trauma. So even though you guys have like probably had some very hard relationships, even though your childhood was probably very hard, you guys got a lot of lessons from it. And you guys became very wise people. You got so much wisdom that now like your regular friends don't understand you. It's like you're like a whole different age. You're an old soul. You try to talk to your friends about this experience. It's like a deer in the headlights. Like, what are you talking about? But yes, guys, some people are sent your way on demonic assignments. Their goal is to initiate a soul tie with you and to break you. Because if you're broken, how can you really accomplish your soul contract and be on your purpose if you're at the house crying? If you're at the house just eating ice cream, just crying about that person that broke your heart. That's what the demons are intending to do. Sometimes it's a very fast process. Sometimes these demons know they got to stay around you for like a very long time. Some of you guys get married to these demons. The longer you're with the person, it's harder to be able to detach from these individuals. A succubus and an incubus is just sent your way to drain you. And when you look at energy, sexual energy, guys, is one of like the most powerful energies on this planet. When you're holding on to your sexual energy, you're getting stronger, your creativity is going up, you're more confident, it's easier to manifest. One thing though about going celibate and being on your highest timeline and doing the things you need to do, these demons hate that. You notice everyone comes around you when you're on, like when you're doing very well. you got all the energy in the world, you're eating well, you're in the gym, then you start attracting a lot of people your way. Know that everyone you attract when you're on that grind, not everyone is not everyone is for you. And the trippy thing about these honey traps, succubus, incubus, is that when they get sent your way, they don't look like demons. They don't like what does Hollywood say these demons look like? Like the horns, red skin, fire in the background. That's not what they look like in real life. These demons can be the most attractive person you ever met. These demons can be the funniest people you ever met, the most charismatic, the people that everyone loves. You guys at this point in time, you know you probably came across like the king of the demons, some high level warlock out there, some succubus, and you could tell everyone that that person is a demon and no one will believe you. What's a name like Jeff? Let's say a guy named Jeff is your demon that you met and they were doing all this manipulation and witchcraft and stuff like that. But to everyone else, Jeff is like the nicest person in the world. Jeff buys everyone Starbucks. Jeff makes everyone laugh. Jeff makes everyone feel emotionally safe. And these demons got these people so manipulated that if you try to expose Jeff, they're going to start attacking you. You're going to be like, hey, I was talking to Jeff. He was trying to manipulate me. He was doing all this weird stuff. They'll start looking at you like, how dare you? How dare you try to talk about Jeff? There's this thing called glamour spells, guys, and these are what these demons are using on other people. When you guys are awakened and you guys have discernment, you can see through these glamour spells. But it's my recommendation that you don't tell people what you're seeing. Because if you try to expose someone that has a glamour spell on them, just like the Matrix, if you try to wake somebody up, you guys tell me in the chat, what happens if you try to wake someone up from the Matrix that is not ready? Drop those answers down in the chat, and whatever they say is what's going to happen if you try to like expose someone that has a glamour spell on them. They hate you more, they scoff, they reject it, hatred, they'll attack. You're crazy, you get blamed. Facts. You guys go out there, you try to expose Jeff. Hey, get ready for that smear campaign that's going to happen on you. Always say what you see ain't always what you get. Facts. Truth rises. What's up? What's up? So I know it's a lonely road, guys, but when you get awakened and you start waking up to the spiritual warfare, you gotta kind of like you're gonna be alone, at least in the beginning, but not lonely. Like once you get to the other side and you start really loving who you are as a person. But it's not all bad. There's others of us out there. You probably thought you were alone, but you're not alone. You have a community right here. You guys probably start getting online, start seeing people talk about these things. And whenever you see people talk about these things online, that's a beautiful thing because it shows that the world is healing. People are waking up. Some of you guys probably been awakened for a very long time, waiting for this to happen. It took me a minute to wake up, guys. 2023 was my awakening. Hey, but I made it. So to all you guys that awakened like 2012, 2013, I feel your pain. If I awakened in 2012, 2013, I probably would have lost my mind by now. Because why is it taking so long for the world to wake up? Everyone put the year that you woke up in the chat. Mine is 2023. We got 2014, 2021, 2018, 2016, 2012. That's what I'm saying, pretty early. I know you guys was like, bro, what is going on? Am I crazy? Am I not? But yeah, since you're awakened though, you can see what we're talking about. And also if you're in this live, you probably had the experience happen that I spoke about, as in a honey trap got sent your way to sabotage you. All this stuff feels like you're waking up to a movie like in real time. Because what do you mean that like someone is at the house just plotting on you, studying you, trying to figure you out? You guys be thinking this stuff is exhausting because like you guys think like what I will assume is like regular people. But apparently how we think is not normal. To not plot on somebody, manipulate, try to like sabotage them. In this narcissistic society, apparently that's normal. And a lot of us don't think that's normal. And that's why you guys are in the house on a Friday night watching a spiritual live about a succubus incubus. Because you guys are looking out there as well and being like, what is going on with society? Why is no one seeing these things? And you guys have a high preference for the truth. Because a lot of people got that answer to wake up a long time ago. It probably was your family member, your friend, and they chose to stay asleep. You guys are thinking to yourself, like, no matter how painful it is, you're going to choose to walk this path. And that's why you guys were chosen for a very hard mission. Because we're not going to sugarcoat it, guys. Once you start walking this path, it's very lonely. No one understands you. People think you're crazy. You got a bounty on your head by these spiritual demons. You can't date like normal people. And you guys to try to have like a random talking stage, that's going to be the most confusing talking stage you ever had. You're going to think to yourself like, oh, talking stage, I get to know the person, they get to know me. We might like each other, get to go on a date, get to know each other. That's probably what you're thinking. That demon is thinking, how can I manipulate this person? What can I get out of them? These demons are studying you from a distance. You're thinking that, oh, this was like organic. A lot of times these people are watching you from a distance, especially on the social media age. We talk a lot about witchcraft on these streams. People like to mirror you. For those of you guys that don't know, witchcraft is a manipulation of energy. If people are manipulating you, they're doing witchcraft on you. Some people, what they do is this thing called mirroring. And all my authentic people just try to keep up. I know a lot of this stuff is going to sound weird, but that's because we're trying to get into the mind of like demonic people. So if you guys are like, what, huh? Remember, guys, we're dealing with some very delusional, demonic people that are doing some very weird things in the society. But there's people out there, they'll come around you, they'll mirror you, because if they mirror you, they give you back your own personality, and then you start trusting the person, and then you might just throw discernment out the window. Because yes, a lot of you guys have been through experience after experience. Now your pattern recognition catches on to these individuals. These demons understand that if they were to give you their real personality, if they were to give you their real selves, you guys would not want to be around these individuals. Because you guys are tired, like you guys are exhausted. How many of you guys are exhausted dating people, exhausted dealing with these demons? Drop ones in the chat. How many of you guys are tired of not dating a normal person? Everyone you date is like this grand lesson that you got to learn. How many of you guys, your nervous system is dysregulated? Like you so dysregulated, you got to go out there and hug a tree. You know how bad someone has to traumatize you for you to be like, I'm going to go in nature? I was never a nature spiritual guy. I just got traumatized and now I be meditating out in the grass. So because of that, we're tired. We don't want to deal with these demons. We don't want to deal with their demonic activity. And these demons know that as well. And because they know that, they're like, all right, I'm going to just act like you. What is your personality? What do you like? What do you dislike? You'll be talking to them and you'll be thinking to yourself like, oh, this person's just like me. Finally, I've been on my spiritual journey. I've been isolated. I've been talking to God. God finally sent me my thank you. All that trauma was worth it. Just like someone said, the mirror effect. all that learning you did, all the lessons you got over time just got thrown out the window because you feel a little bit that this person's kind of like you. And that's why you guys have to be fully secure in yourself and in your own energy. Because if you're fully secure within yourself, you're not going to let someone mirror you and then you be like, all right, I've been lonely. Thank you. Once you fully love yourself, you're not going to want to give up your energy for just anybody. So you guys are going to get to the point where like you're vetting people very well to let people in your life. When you're on the spiritual journey, eventually you get to a point where you're very strict. Because once upon a time when you weren't strict, you literally almost got taken out. Got jumped by narcissists, avoidance, parents manipulating you, society just keep attacking you. And it took you a minute. You couldn't figure this stuff out. You just kept giving people chances, kept giving people benefit of the doubt, making up excuses. You're like, you know what? I got to go figure this stuff out. And like I said, when you went and got that rule book and you figured out what was going on, you're like, all right, I got to be strict. It's survival of the fittest at this point. Because you figured out if you're not strict, it's these demons are going to come and do all the weird things that demons be doing. For example, the mirroring. And this list goes on and on, guys. In the dating game, there's so much witchcraft that people are doing. So much love spells. So much games to get you under their control. When it comes to succubus, incubus, warlocks, narcissists, once again, stay with me because we're going into the mind of narcissistic individuals. You guys want connection. You guys want to connect with other people. Sad to say, a lot of people, a majority of people, guys, they don't want to connect with you. You're like, what? What do you mean they don't want to connect? Then what do they want? They want control. People want control over you. People want to possess you, especially if you got spiritual gifts and you're very spiritually tapped in. Because when you have these abilities and someone has control over you, they indirectly feel as they themselves have those abilities and it makes them feel powerful in some type of way. So once again, you guys got to be strict because if you're not, and you give access to the wrong people, that can literally take you out. Giving access to a succubus, incubus for too long, very dangerous. Giving access to a warlock for too long, very dangerous. As we talk about a lot on these streams, if you give access to these demons a little bit too long, and then you try to remove access, you could potentially have a stalker on your hands, guys. So you guys got to be careful. And once again, this stuff they're not going to look like they're even capable of these things. Because another thing too, they put on a glamour spell, they mirror you, they give you their best version. Some of you guys probably have people doing some weird things to you right now. You never saw that coming. Like you look normal, like where is this coming from? And that's because they mirrored you. You have discernment. You guys make sure that you use it. Because if you have discernment and you don't use it, guys, you're going to have to pay the price a little bit later on. These people be telling on themselves all the time. Like for the advanced ones that's in this journey, the ones that said they awakened 2015, 2012, they know what I'm talking about. If you just awaken, you're like, what do you mean? Pay attention. As your discernment gets stronger, these people just tell on themselves. You're a very high vibrational individual, plus you have discernment, plus you have clairvoyancy, plus you have God revealing things to you. I know this path gets a little lonely, you get targeted, but honestly, when you're at a certain level, no one can lie to you. They can try to lie to you. The truth is eventually going to come to light. And because of your energy, they're eventually just going to say what they are. Like, you guys just got to pay attention for it. It's like a little countdown. But you can only really see these things if you're awakened. Because when you're unawakened, these things that people say just goes under people's radars. I forgot to post this on my story. I'm gonna post it as soon as the stream ends. But some guy, there was like this video I saw, and then someone commented like, "Hey, you look really good today," and this was a guy. And then he responds like, "Oh yeah, I just slept with a girl. I just took her energy, and now I look like her." He said something along those lines, like I slept with somebody, stole their energy, and it made me look better. And then the message just got a bunch of like laughing emojis. Because to the unawakened, that stuff just looks normal. Or it's so left field that people don't even think to like even question those type of things. That's an incubus in real time, guys. When it comes to like your sexual energy, that's something that's keeping you looking young if you hold on to it. Some of you guys probably noticed that like you date somebody and then by the end of the relationship, you don't even look like yourself anymore. If that's been the experience, drop ones in the chat. Because I don't want to scare you guys, but just know that these energy vampires, when they drain you, it's not just that you're going to be feeling tired. It's that you're going to be looking way different. You're going to be looking older. They're going to be looking younger, more vibrant, more energetic. When it comes to like dating people, guys, you guys got to date people that's like on the same frequency. The higher up you go on spirituality, the less pool of people you have to choose from. But make sure that you're not dating an energetic vampire, because they're going to benefit from you and you're not going to get anything in return. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel like you're battling anxiety when you're probably not even an anxious person. Because what these demons can do, they steal your energy through SMEX. And I'm saying SMEX because I'm doing a live on TikTok as well. We don't keep it PG for the kids out there. But do know when you have SMEX with somebody, that is a sacred energy exchange. And you are trading energy with somebody else. And that doesn't always necessarily have to be a bad thing. Because if you're having SMEX with someone that is like your soulmate, someone that's on the same frequency as you, you'll feel good. Like you have pure thoughts, amazing. You guys combine your energy. If anything, you can manifest even more powerful because you guys are combining your sexual energy. That's the positive. But if for some reason you guys went out there and you found some demon to have sex with, you're going to have a bad time, guys. Remember, when you're a high vibrational person and you're right here, these low vibrational people are going to come around you and they're going to start trying to put you under spells, glamour spells, to make it seem like they're up here, when in reality you're down here. That's when it comes to the mirroring spell. Like they act like they talk about the same things as you. And it's crazy. Some of these NPCs, which is a non-playable character, Agent Smith, they will mirror your awakened self and try to repeat that back to you. That's why you guys got to pay attention, because like if you guys are giving your energy away to an NPC and you thought they were awakened, I'm sorry, you had to learn that lesson. Some of these lessons you got to go through. I'm sorry. Like some lessons I just had to go through. It's like when you're growing up and like if you're raising a child, you can tell them something, but they're not going to learn until like they go out there and touch that stove and be like, oh, my hand. And that's what I had to learn. Hopefully I tell that information to you guys. You guys receive it. But I know a lot of you guys are in this chat and this is something that you went through yourself to even have to figure it out. But yeah, when it comes to having sex with an energetic vampire, there is this thing called destiny swapping. If you guys know what destiny swapping is, drop ones in the chat. Care Bear's reporting in. Appreciate the follow. Out of all those follows, the Care Bear just kind of caught my eye. Destiny swapping. Do you know, guys, that like when you're at an energetic level and you allow a lower vibrational person to be around you, the longer that person is around you, you will start to go down while they will start to go up. Your reality, you manifested it with your thoughts, your energy, your frequency. So if your frequency starts to go down, your life will start to get worse. If that energy vampire's frequency starts to go up, their life will start to get better. On this spiritual warfare, guys, we are supposed to be on our highest timeline. And by being on our highest timeline, that's what's going to get us off of this planet. But when you're going up, going up, going up, not everyone around you is just going to like you just going up. There's going to be demons sent your way to knock you off a said path. No excuse. Welcome to the YNA community. And what I just described with the whole destiny swapping, energetic siphoning, what I just described was them just being around you. Them just being around you, siphoning your energy through arguing with you, gossiping, rage baiting you, attacking your character. When we bring it back to these succubus and incubus guys, when they take your energy through SMECs, that process will happen a whole lot faster than them just kind of being around you. And that's why you got to be very careful. Because if an energy vampire came around you and it took like a month or 2 months to siphon your energy, now with that succubus, they can get your energy like in 1 to 3 times of being with you. And some of you guys notice this stuff immediately. You guys SMECs with an energetic vampire, things just start going wrong in your life. You guys SMECs with a succubus, incubus, the next day you get fired. Your car won't start in the morning. Bad luck just starts happening throughout the day. And do understand, whatever bad luck you are receiving, law of polarity, that demon out there is experiencing good luck from taking your energy. Some of these demons, they study you from afar. They see your healthy habits. They literally think that they can swap lives with you. And then they have SMECs with you and try to implement your good habits. And then next thing you know, like the habits that you have for yourself, you can't really be on top of it anymore. You're normally going to the gym a lot after having SMECs with that person. Now you can't wake up. You're like, I'll go tomorrow. Your finance skills, now you're just spending money on like random stuff. Eating fast food and all these different things. But the good news is when it comes to like giving your energy away to an energy vampire, especially through SMECs. Someone just said Jennifer's body. That is a good analogy right there, definitely. But yeah, when it comes to like these energy vampires taking your energy, they're not doing anything to maintain the energy, guys. And that's why some of these demons will discard you afterwards. But some of them will stick around you long enough to keep cycling that energy back into them. But for a lot of us, we had to like kind of find this stuff out the hard way. Because once again, we were taking all this stuff at face value. And we thought that whatever these demons told us was the truth. And a lot of these demons are going to love bomb you because they're willing to do whatever they can to get said energy from you. But if you no longer have the energy, they will discard you. A lot of you guys had this happen to you and you were so confused why it happened. You probably had someone say they love you, they want to spend the rest of their lives with you, they want to have a kid with you. And then some of you guys, probably that same day, this is the insane part, like that same day, they probably discarded you. Or the next day or a week after that. If you guys had that happen to you, drop ones in the chat. You guys had someone love bomb you, discard you as soon as you weren't worthy anymore. Had someone say, I love you, all those different things, just for them to turn off their emotions, drop that mask. And when that person drops that mask, you're going to be so tripped out. It's going to look like a whole different person. Glamour spell, now they don't even care about holding it up anymore because now they know they're done with you and they got to go find somebody else to drain because they love you on a conditional basis, guys. And the scary part about it is they'll make you feel like you were the dependent one. They'll say that they did everything for you, this and that. But remember, in this reality, energy is everything. And your energy was the most important thing that they wanted. And now that you don't have anything else to give, they will leave you behind. When you guys met these energy vampires, they were here. You were right here. And they were draining you, draining you, draining you. You kept giving them energy, maybe even money, compliments, reassuring them, and they weren't circling it back. So you're going below, 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 below. As soon as you get up here, you're going to start noticing they're going to start devaluing you, start attacking you, start bullying you. Because in a healthy relationship, guys, you guys are both right here, and you guys are supporting each other, and you guys are rising together. These energy vampires, they don't care about you. They like you when you're right here. But if you're right here, you're going to get the worst behavior out of these energetic vampires. Some of them are shameless. They'll, like, as soon as they feel that like energy shift, they'll get rid of you immediately. And if you guys dealt with that, I'm sorry that was your experience. But some of you guys, like, they'll play it off a little bit. They'll play it off. A lot of these demons are very crafty. They'll make up a reason to like break up with you or something. Some of these demons will take it as far as they'll do something to make you break up with them because they don't want to take the blame for walking away. They don't want you to be like, oh, you're an energy vampire. You're horrible. That's where that stuff gets tricky, guys. When people plant witchcraft in your head and make you think that you were the one that made that decision, when in reality, that's what they wanted all along. Regardless, however you guys ended up separating, do know one thing about these demons, guys. They're very irrational people. They want the energy. And they can't maintain that energy. So once they walk away from you and you call your power back, it's only a matter of time before they come back your way. And at that point, that is God using that individual as a test. This is a test that we all got to go through. That expression, they always come back. Rise of a hero, appreciate it. Hurt my feelings a lot for no reason. That's what they do. Yeah, we all got to go through that test. They're going to come back. Now, did you learn your lesson? Because remember, if you don't learn your lesson, you got to go through it all over again. Maybe not with that person, but maybe with a whole nother individual, same demon. And what is that lesson? I know you went through some BS with this person. They probably put you through the most confusing experience of all time. But the lesson right now is, did you learn? Do you love yourself now? Are you going to have strong boundaries? Are you going to let that person back into your life? Because if you did learn your lesson, you're not going to let that person back into your life. No matter what kind of history you had with that person, a 5-year relationship, 1, 2, 3, 10. Once you learn that lesson, you are not even the same person anymore. You're this new upgraded version, stronger discernment, stronger boundaries. And now you can go out there and attract a better person. But let's say like when you were away from that person, you weren't doing what you were supposed to do. You didn't truly go no contact with that person. You stayed up every night wishing this person would reach back out to you, accept you back. You kept checking their social media. You just in the house, just kept thinking about them. Now when that person hits you back up, because it's going to happen. When that person hits you back up and you didn't learn that lesson, you're going to go right back to them. And the cycle is going to continue. So to all you guys in here, I hate to say it, like, remember, what you thought you had with that person was just limerence. You were under a witchcraft spell that was not reality. And I know it hurts, but you got to get away from that person. And you got to stay away. Because once you pass that test, you'll be able to go to your next timeline. And this life, all it is learning the lessons and getting through the gatekeepers. That succubus, incubus, warlock, narcissist that you met, that was a gatekeeper. Remember, that person only came into your life because you were on the incline, going up, 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 up. And then the gatekeeper met you right here. And now you were stalled out. Once you learn that lesson, you step over that gatekeeper, and now your blessings are coming in, abundance is rolling in. And these demons hate when you get abundance, guys. Once again, we're going to step into the mind of a demon real fast. It's going to be very confusing. To you guys, it's like when someone else is winning, you're happy for them. Hey, good. I knew you can do it. To these demons, they hate your success. Like, it's a very weird phenomenon. Some people, you can be smiling, they hate you for it. Like, they'll start screaming at you or something. Why are you so happy? Oh, damn. Some of you realize you got to act depressed around some people. I don't recommend doing that, if you're just in a normal environment. But if you're at your 9 to 5, hey, protect yourself. Some people literally attack you because you're happy, this and that. So when you had a gatekeeper and you stepped over the gatekeeper and now your abundance is coming in, they're possibly going to hate you for just no reason at all. And the thing about God, guys, is when you get over a gatekeeper, when you get over someone that was trying to sabotage you, lie on your name, do a smear campaign, God is always going to bless you in front of these people. You're probably not even a vindictive, vengeful person, but God is literally going to show you, you wanted to mess with this person. Now you got to see their abundance come back. A lot of you guys lost a lot of things, from dealing with the demon. Probably lost your job, finances, hit rock bottom. Understand, though, once you get over those gatekeepers and you start stepping into your abundance, you're not just going to receive what you lost, what was stolen from you. Some of you guys had an inheritance stolen from you as well. Real fast, every time I do these streams, I feel the pain. Everyone in here where you guys lost things, you guys hit rock bottom, sending you guys positive energy. This journey is not for the weak. The fact that we're even talking about sexual demons, gatekeepers, trying to hold you back, especially when you didn't even know what was going on, that's even when people are gaslighting you. And anyone in here, if you had to climb yourself out of that hole, hey, I know that stuff wasn't easy, but it made you a stronger person. The book of Job, exactly. Guys, we're living actual biblical stories. This is an actual spiritual warfare. I know the Bible makes it seem like this is olden times, these things don't happen, but we're experiencing these things from a modern day lens. And once again, once you guys lose what you lose those things, you're not just going to get it back. Let's say you lost a job, this amount of money, this car. It's not like you're just going to get that car back, the money and what was lost. You're going to get everything back times 10, times 20, times 30. You're going to get so much stuff. You're going to be feeling weird. You're like, man, how did I make it out of that? You're going to start getting your imposter syndrome. You're going to think you're not deserving. And once again, this stuff is going to happen in front of the people that try to hold you back from this, because that's exactly what they were trying to do. And gatekeepers, guys, what they're going to do is, some of them, once that soul contract is over, you will never run into that person ever again. Some of these gatekeepers, what they're going to do is they're constantly going to try to come back into your life because they're still going to try to pull you back. You guys probably have people from your past. You're like, why are you still attacking me? In this life, you got to look at it as seasons. When you got over that gatekeeper, you stepped into another season of your life. You stepped over the gatekeeper. You beat the people that was trying to hold you back. Now you're in season 8, episode 1. And then what you're gonna, thank you. And what's gonna happen when you're in season 8, episode 1, you're probably still gonna have people attacking you from season 7. You probably still have people from season 6 attacking you. You probably have someone from season 3 attacking you, and that one really confuses you because you're like, why are you still attacking me? But when that happens, guys, it's just people. Hey, appreciate the galaxy. Thank you. I can't see you sent it to me right now, though, because I'm doing this puzzle. But thank you. But yeah, guys, some people don't like to see you guys evolve and get to that next timeline. So instead of them trying to figure out what they got to do, instead of them figuring out how to elevate, they're going to be like, how can I pull you back down? Because that's going to make them feel better about themselves. And do know, guys, when you get to that next timeline, it's not going to be a permanent thing. Because if you guys ever do decide to kind of like meet these demons on the level that they're attacking you, you can't end up sabotaging yourself. So when you're walking this journey, you really got to look at people and what they're doing to you. And you got to be the bigger person. And some of you guys in the chat is like, why do I always got to be the bigger person? Hey, guys, demons are just overgrown children. You're probably looking at it like, yo, I'm dealing with like a rational adult. A lot of these people stop mentally growing at where their trauma got very severe. So you can really be talking to like a 40, 50-year-old, and they're like a 16-year-old on the inside. A lot of you guys go to these jobs, you just look at it, it's just high school, to be honest. And because of that, you got to know your spiritual age is a lot more older than these other people. And when they attack you, that's their inner child acting out. And because they never healed their inner child, that is what is attacking you, mixed with their shadow self, their demons, and all these different things. But yeah, guys, these demons can also get your energy like while you're sleeping. So if you guys are having these sexual dreams, understand that that is a spiritual attack. I always talk about like ways to protect yourselves from these things. Fasting is going to be a very powerful way to protect yourself during spiritual warfare, guys. Fasting will raise your frequency, give you clarity, make you more confident. So if you guys are experiencing these type of dreams, tap into fasting. Go to sleep in a fasted state. Especially if you just escaped a demon and you're in the middle of no contact with somebody. Sometimes these demons, sometimes intentionally, a lot of times unintentionally, they can send psychic attacks to you in your dreams. Where like they will, at one night you might be thinking about the person a lot. It's not just your dreams. If like you're in no contact with somebody and one night like you're really thinking about them and you're thinking to yourself like, man, should like I text them, call them? That's them trying to manifest you back into their life. And that normally happens like in the beginning stages. And that's why you guys got to stay strong like during that time. And fasting is going to make you strong enough to be able to stay away. So if these people are visiting you in your dreams, you cannot like let that influence how you're going to be in the 3D. Remember, it's all an energy thing. So they just want to siphon your energy like while you're sleeping. Sometimes you guys go to sleep, you don't even remember your dreams, but you go straight to spiritual warfare, and then you wake up even more tired. You're like, why am I tired right now? That's because you just fought a spiritual battle like while you were sleeping. And also know too that these demons can like come out of mirrors to attack you in the astrals. So everyone in here, if you sleep in the room with the mirror, just make sure you guys are covering that. Someone says spiritual warfare is exhausting. Yes, it's like a forever thing, guys. When you guys are dealing with spiritual warfare, do know that the attacks never stop. You just learn how to get stronger at dealing with it. When you're someone that's holding on to your sexual energy and you are of the divine, you're always going to have people that want to come, put a mask on, try to fool you like they're this when they're not. There's a lot of traumatized individuals out there, guys. When you're dealing with a succubus or incubus, remember, they're people that's just traumatized. And because they're traumatized, they run away from their trauma by having sex with people because they're chasing dopamine. And that's why it's so bad right now, because with social media, a lot of people are just chasing that dopamine hit instead of actually working on themselves and figuring out what they got going on. Because someone didn't heal their trauma from the past, now they're targeting you to try to siphon you from your sexual energy. And the thing about these things is people don't even know that they're being used. And that's another reason why this path is kind of like lonely. Because you can see the sexual demon doing the things that they are doing. Some of them could actually tell you, I love you, and they truly believe it because that demon is manipulating them the whole time. But remember, it's all an energy thing. So that vessel might say, I love you. They might believe it. But as soon as you don't have the energy anymore, they'll flip that light switch. They'll discard you. And this is going to be the funny thing about when someone discards you guys, when they don't even know they're being used. They'll discard you and make you the issue somehow. Like, it's crazy. You can have all this knowledge and kind of see what's going on, but they'll discard you. And in order to avoid the cognitive dissonance, they're going to have to make you a problem somehow. Because they can't face reality. When it comes to these narcs, demons, guys, they live on an alternate reality. Like, they live on like their own planet or something. And as soon as you guys can accept that, the easier time you're gonna have when you're out there. If you dealt with a demon and you're trying to go to other people for clarity, Marwin, appreciate it. If you're trying to go to other people for clarity, you're trying to go to your friend, like, why did they do this to me? You're not gonna get an answer that is gonna make you feel satisfied. You have to have this knowledge and move accordingly, because these demons are gonna do some crazy things to you. Some very weird things where you're like, I don't even know what possessed you to do that. A lot of you guys down here probably have some crazy stories from these honey traps, these succubus, incubus, from someone that claimed to love you, but you start to see that whole time they were just trying to straight take you out. Remember, your discernment's going to be your best friend on this journey. When you know someone is a demon, it's time to dip. It's time to leave, to get out of their vicinity. And that's why you guys had to go through an isolation season, because once you go through an isolation season, you'll learn how to be by yourself. Appreciate the fireworks. You'll learn how to be by yourself, and you won't let your yearning to be with somebody make you stay around a demon. How many of you guys had an isolation season? All my light workers should be putting ones down in the chat. That was kind of mandatory for us, because growing up, we wanted to be accepted by everybody. We wanted people to love us. We wanted to conform, all those different things. Us trying to belong almost once again took us out. Because you realize that, like, you were never going to belong with these demons. If you did meet their expectations, they're just going to move the goalpost. They're going to say you're this, you're that. Once you fix that, they're going to move the goalpost. Because no matter what you do, it's a spiritual thing. And their demons hate and despise you. So once you guys had your lowest moment and realized you were surrounded by sleeper agents, people that wanted to straight take you out, now you're kind of forced into an isolation season. And that probably was one of the hardest times you had to go through, especially if you were an extroverted person at first, especially if you were someone that was used to dating and playing with the demons. Now you got to be in an isolation season. You're like, yo, like, why am I by myself? Why does everyone get to have a cool family, a relationship, getting married, and you're just by yourself, especially when you felt like you were giving your all to these people? Because all you guys, it was an energy thing. So you kept giving your energy to people that never reciprocated it. And when you no longer had said energy, they drop kicked you. They kicked you out the boat, kicked you out the island, like, go figure it out. But one thing about those isolation seasons, they didn't think you were going to know how to swim. They didn't think you were going to know how to swim your way back to shore. And while you were swimming your way back to shore, you started getting spiritual abilities. You started getting discernment. You started knowing how to be by yourself. And when you know how to be by yourself in this matrix, guys, you're going to be a threat. Because being by yourself, what can they really do to you at this point? One thing you're going to see a lot of these succubus and incubus, they're going to do to you, they're going to try to manipulate you with like exclusion. They're going to try to withhold their attention. They're going to ignore you on purpose. And these succubus and incubus, I'm telling you guys, in the beginning, they're the best people ever. Because they know how to manipulate. They're chameleons. They're narcs. They know, and that shows you that they know what they're doing too, because in the beginning, that honeymoon phase, they're like their best versions on their best behavior. And then as soon as that mask starts to drop, as soon as that honeymoon phase is over, they will start to test you, test you, test you. And as a light worker, you're like, what do you mean test me? Like what, like test? Is that really a thing people do? That's what they do. They start withholding their attention and do all the weird things that people do, because what they're trying to get you to do, guys, is they're trying to get you to chase. They need you to be under their control. They need you to be addicted to them, because if they have control over you, they're going to do whatever they want you to do. They're going to say jump. You're going to say how high. You're scared to be by yourself, so you're going to chase. And they feel like they're powerful, especially if you have spiritual gifts. Okay, if you're someone with spiritual gifts that's chasing somebody else, they feel like they're God. And once again, I don't know who sent me that galaxy because I was doing that little puzzle thing. It's normally Jefe. And if it's Jefe, thank you. Thank you. And if it's not, still thank you to the person that sent it to me. But like I said, these demons, they want you to get you to chase. But if you guys have made it to this stream, once again, we're in alignment. And that means you guys most likely think like me. And once you go through an isolation season, we no longer chase. So these demons can try to get you to chase, and they got to learn this the hard way. That's a Jefe. Thank you. Thank you. You are amazing. Everyone W Jefe in the chat. W Jefe in the chat. But yeah, once these demons try to get you to chase, they got to find out the hard way that you're not out here chasing anyone or anything. 444 people in my YouTube chat as well. But everyone in here, if you're someone that doesn't chase, drop ones in the chat. If you guys are people in here that don't chase anything, ones in the chat. If you guys aren't desperate for a relationship, ones in the chat. And don't worry, because I know there's people of all walks in this stream. There's people that's probably in some type of soul tie right now, in some type of toxic relationship. No, you will eventually get to this level. The people that's saying one right now is we just had to learn this the hard way. Because once again, we probably was chasing people back in the day. And we had to find out real fast that we got to start having that self-love, have that self-respect. Because what do we look like chasing people that's playing all these type of games? When you guys meet the people that is for you, they're not going to be playing games with you guys. They're not going to have you guys in confusion. You're not going to be thinking, does this person like me? Do they not? It's just going to be a normal relationship. But one thing about you guys as well is you guys don't look like what you went through. You guys still look like really good people. Because remember, the fact that you did not turn evil is insane. And people see you out there still smiling, still just like skipping in the roses, bushes, having that Care Bear energy, looking young. And they think that, oh, this is an easy target. Remember, these succubus and incubus, they be studying you from afar. And these demons in this narcissistic society, they take kindness as weakness. Remember, this society is very backwards. People study you. You probably say thank you or you're kind to one person. You're thinking that like that's going to make other people kind, this and that. But in reality, they see you being kind. It's like, oh, easy target, easy target. And they start to conduct their plan. Because remember, these people get sent into your life on demonic assignment. To get into that soul tie, to break you, to make you want to crash out, to put you in confusion, to ruin whatever you got going on. But whatever they tried to do to you, you went through this already. You already had your isolation season. You already had your family bully you. You already survived being friends that hated you. You just don't look like that on the outside. But they have to figure out the hard way that you're not the one to play with. Because they're going to come, once again, it's going to be that honeymoon phase on their best behavior. And then the games are going to start. And then as soon as they start the games, they're going to be at their house like, all right, now I'm going to have that person chase me. As soon as they think that, you're out of there. Before they can even think of that plan, you already cut that person off and they didn't even know. Because one thing about discernment, guys, one thing about pattern recognition, you guys have this uncanny ability of seeing into the future, of putting these patterns together. Some of you guys, God just tells you that's not the one for you. And you're like, oh, say no more. Some of you guys get a dream and cut people off just off the dream alone. But the whole time, they're not knowing you're as spiritually gifted. So they're thinking you're going to chase. Then you're like already out of there. And then they start to get nervous because they're like, you're not really responding back. You're not really giving them any more energy. Because another good thing that happened to you guys on this journey as well is you guys know who to not explain yourselves to. If you guys are done explaining yourselves to demons, drop ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Probably growing up, you were in a relationship with narcissistic family members. You would try to explain yourself, try to get to some type of conclusion, solution. You're like, hey, why did you do that? Look, I was feeling this way. I did this. I didn't like it when you did that. Are we good? And 90% of the time, that got you nowhere. Because you realize in this spiritual warfare, you're dealing with demons that don't want clarity. They just want to put you in a state of confusion. They want to make you feel like, oh, you got to start chasing them that you got to apologize. Because you guys are empathetic souls that are caring about other people. And you had to turn that off. You had to start being selective with your empathy. So there's probably someone out there right now where you try, like they're waiting for some type of explanation. They're waiting for a reason of why you cut them off. When in reality, you were just 10 steps ahead of them. And you didn't want them to manipulate you and do all these stupid things that these demons be doing. And when these demons can't carry out their plans, guys, when these demons can't carry out their plans to people that they thought was weak, because once again, these people really do think you're weak for some reason. But then also it's probably because you have this ability to play dumb, to act like you don't know, to pretend like you didn't see what you didn't see. But you guys be paying attention. You guys catch everything. You guys catch every single thing. You guys are hyper aware. So anyone out there trying to lie to you, thinking they can like operate within the shadows, you saw everything that they thought you didn't see plus more. Because once you start seeing someone as weird, you guys like want to start figuring people out. Like, why are you like this? Like, why are you doing this? There's no reason to be acting like this. So you guys like have to go to the source. You guys start breaking down their childhood. You start looking at their whole life. You start understanding them. You're like, oh, this is why you're doing this. You start knowing them more than they know themselves. Because remember, if someone is demonic, they're ignoring that part of themselves. But because you guys figured yourselves out, you guys made friends with your shadows. Now you're very curious, like, why are you doing this? A lot of you guys probably didn't even like took a psychology class, but you get abused by narcs for most of your life. You're gonna be a master psychologist. A lot of you guys got PhD in narcissisms, and you guys could break these people down. And once again, if they knew all this about you, they probably would have just left you alone. Like me, for example, if I was in a demon's shoes and I saw your childhood and your backstory, your origin story, like what's this person's origin story? Narcissistic family system, cheated on, family and friends jumped them. What's their power? What's their abilities? Discernment, tapped in the soul. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm gonna leave that person alone. That doesn't seem like a person I really want to like mess with. But these people don't be doing their research, so they kind of just like are on a surface level. And they're like, all right, look, I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do to this person. And once again, they have to find this out the hard way. Because you play dumb, they're gonna start trying to like do this little manipulation tactics. And you guys are fast to remove yourselves from these situations. Because you guys also understand that the best way to win a game when it comes to these people is not play the game at all. Sometimes you probably don't even know exactly what they're doing, but you don't care enough to figure it out. So you're like, all right, deuces. When you guys start seeing people are being weird, you just leave them where they're at. You're like, all right. Not like you're a judgmental person. You're like, all right, you're probably manipulative. You're probably some type of demon. It's all good. It's cool. Go be demonic over there and you're good. We're in a backward society, guys. People hate that. People really hate that. When you walk away from people peacefully, they're going to start like a one-sided beef with you because how dare you? Remember, they had a plan before they came into your life to steal your energy, to knock you off your path, to make you cry, to make you do all these different things. When you don't allow people to be weird, they get very upset. Like, how are you seeing me do this? Why aren't you crying? They're going to say to themselves, did you ever love me? This and that. And for you did love these people, but you loved who you thought they were. So you'd be mourning who you thought they were. You'd be mourning their potential. But no, you're not mourning who this individual is because you're a demon. So why are we going to care about you? But people don't like you seeing them for who they are. A lot of these demons, as soon as you see through the mask, now they got to be in this beef with you. You're going to walk away from them, and these demons are like, hey, if I can't get them in a friendship, in a relationship, and they're going to keep trying when you walk away too. When you walk away, they're going to try to put on like a stronger mask. But the thing about this, and everyone in here can confirm this, when you finally see through someone's mask, there's no going back. Like, there's no like, oh, they can act a little bit more nice. And you're like, it'll work on you. Once that mask drops, it's like they look like a whole different person. Someone that was probably once attractive to you, someone that was probably once like this like perfect person to you. Now they look like, you're like, what did I even see in this person? Remember, it was that limerence spell, the mirroring, the glamour spell. And now that you see through them trying to put that mask on seems very weird. Like, yo, this cannot be true. This cannot be happening right now. And the audacity that they're going to keep trying to fool you. They're not trying to learn any new tricks. They're just coming back even more nicer. And you're like, get away from me. Get away, get away. Some people can't even get in contact with you guys anymore because like you're like, nah, you're not even playing that. Block, block, block. When you guys are on this journey, your block game is going to be so strong. You probably didn't even have the ability to block people in the past. And for that, I'm going to say to all you guys, hey, you've came a long way, guys. W's in the chat to everybody, because now your block game is immaculate. In the past, you will be like, someone will probably tell you block someone. You're like, oh, I don't know. That's kind of mean. What if me blocking them makes them feel some type of... That is not you anymore, guys. Complete 180. If someone even gives you the aura of being weird, blocked. Blocked. You guys block people so fast that they get whiplash. Like, what? Because once again, you guys don't look like the person that's going to block somebody. People look at you guys from a distance and see that Care Bear energy that you have, and they just think you're going to let them like get away with anything. And me saying all this doesn't mean that you guys are bad communicators. Some of you guys communicate once. If they cross that, that's a wrap. Some of you guys do know who you can communicate and who you can't. But some of these people, like, you'll communicate the issue. They don't care. And you're like, all right, I told them. And then they want to act confused afterwards. Why did I get cut off? You know what you did. Everyone in here, like these people, if you're wondering if they know what they did or they didn't, trust that they know what they did. They're just hoping that you don't know it. And they're hoping if you saw it, you would just let them slide. But you guys aren't really rolling that way anymore. You guys don't have time for these little games that people be doing, the witchcraft. You don't have the time to try to understand why they're doing this. They start recruiting you for games that you don't want to play. You start flipping the chessboard. You're like, I'm not playing this game. You guys thought through this reality a long time ago. People are just playing games out there. 90% of society is playing games. You guys probably meet somebody and you tell them up front, like, hey, look, I'm not playing games. I dealt with this person before. I dealt with this person. And people will smile in your face and make eye contact, not break it, and say, hey, I'm not the one to play games. I'm not about that. And then be the ones playing the biggest games in the world. And as soon as you guys know that people are trying to recruit you to the Hunger Games, that's what I be calling it, the Hunger Games. That's what's going on out there. The Hunger Games, Squid Games. You guys are quick to remove yourself from that situation. And when people like see that you're not like trying to play the game with them, they get angry. Like, who do you think you are? Why are you keeping your energy to yourself? And now the lying on your name is going to start. Because these succubus and incubus, they can't let you go, guys. They want to attach that soul tie one way or another. If they can't attach that cord romantically, they're going to attach that cord as your enemy. You guys have this type of like celebrity lifestyle where you go through experiences that you cannot explain to other people. You hit a certain frequency, people start saying some very weird, doing some very weird things to you. And one of those things is just lying on your name, like not even trying to make it a believable lie, just saying a lie like left field. Because they're hurt by your rejection. They're hurt from the fact that you didn't allow them to be weird. When you never told them you can't be weird, you guys aren't judgmental people. You just told them, don't be weird around me. I'm not going to play these games. But because of that, just that alone makes them want to be your arch nemesis. And then these lies are going to start getting back to you. All these demons that we talk about on my streams, guys, you're probably going to get one of those accusations placed on you. In this society where 90% of people are playing games, in this society where 90% of people are doing all this weird stuff, when you're like that small pool that's not playing games, you will be demonized out there. You can literally be the quietest person in the room. You can literally be the person that stays to themselves. You don't bother anybody. In this society, if the person that minds their business, they hate people like that. If you got a lot of people gossiping, you're the one person that's like, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm good. You will get targeted. How many of you guys have people making you a villain in their story right now? Drop ones in the chat. How many of you guys got people right now lying on your name, smear campaigns? Drop ones in the chat. When you didn't do anything. Some of you guys are experienced vets. You guys saw the smear campaign, the lies. You're like, another one. It's another Tuesday. Some of you guys is new in the chat. You guys are scrolling through TikTok, saw the live, clicked it. It's like, how does he know this? But why are they lying on me? It's actually appreciated. Once again, guys, spiritual warfare is designed to want to knock you off your path, make you not believe in yourself, make you be able to lower your confidence. Because what's going to happen if you guys are new in this journey? Hey, Kems, I knew I saw you in here. What's up? Hopefully you are doing well. But yeah, guys, what they're trying to do, they're trying to place some type of accusation on you because these people that are trying to villainize you, they know you're not the villain. Your energy can be felt from from very far away. Everyone knows you're that empathetic individual. Everyone knows you're that one person that cares about people. So they try to use that against you because you guys are always trying to grow and figure things out. So when they place that accusation on you, they want you at the crib thinking to yourself, am I that? These people want to call you a narcissist and make you go home like, am I the narcissist? Then you guys go on these lives and start asking people like, how do I know I'm not the narcissist? Guys, like, we got to stop doing that. You guys got to stop doing that. Narcissists rarely ask themselves, are they the narcissist? That is witchcraft in real time. If someone places an accusation on you and you're starting to think that you are what they're saying you are, that is Darvo. Darvo is deflecting, attack, reverse. Then they play victim and then make you said offender. They don't just place a random accusation on you. They accuse you of doing exactly what they are doing to you. And that's actually a very sick tactic. So if you guys are currently going through that, once again, you guys have my positive energy. Because this stuff feels like Looney Tunes, guys. And unless you're going through this stuff, you're not going to understand it. Because how do you explain this stuff to people that's never been through it? Go to a friend, anyone right now, like on this live, like, I don't know, call someone, text someone, tell them, and let me know right now, what did they say? Tell your friend, like, hey, they're accusing me of being this because they're actually it, and they're trying to make themselves a victim, and then make me the... Hey, they're going to lock you guys up. Remember we talked about Jeff in the beginning? Glamour spell? You try to break this stuff down for other people, they're going to think that, like, you're trying to take something off of you or something. I know it's hard, guys, because we're, like, authentic, just, like, take everything at face value. So you be taking, when these people lie about you, you be taking it as, I got to go out there and defend myself. And let me tell you from experience, guys, defending yourself is one of the worst things you could do. Even if you have proof, you're going to think to yourself, like, I got the proof, I got the pictures, I'm going to go clear my name. Hey, guys, look, we're not in a rational reality. These people are living like on a different planet, delusional. You might have all the evidence in the world. Defending yourself is going to make that situation a whole lot worse. Because remember what I said earlier? These demons, if they can't attach that energetic cord in you in a romantic way, as in a friendship, they're going to accept attaching that cord as in an enemy. And by you defending yourself, you're allowing them to attach that cord back onto you guys. Because no matter what attention you give them, negative or positive, they're the one getting the energy from it. You're probably defending yourself thinking we're going to get to the truth. We're going to get to a common ground. While you're doing that, they're smiling behind the scenes. They'll be smirking in your face, laughing in your face. How many of you guys dealt with the narcissist smirk? Drop ones in the chat. They're literally doing some type of manipulation tactic, confusing you, and making you like just smirking in your face. Because when they do that, guys, they're accomplishing what they're setting you out to do. They're attaching that energetic cord to you, and they're siphoning you again. Because once again, you're giving them attention. You guys got to learn how to ignore people. Like all the new people in the chat, ignore. That's going to be your strongest weapon in spiritual warfare. Because when you ignore people, you don't allow them to attach that energetic cord onto you. You do a return to sender in real time. So for these smear campaigns that you are going through, ignore these demons. That's just one more way for them to siphon you. Remember, these games don't stop. Like when you walk away from somebody, for a lot of you guys, the games have just began. And that's why sometimes you guys think about these things before you enter into war. Because these demons don't let you ignore the chat too, exactly. These demons don't allow you to pretty much lost my train of thought. Someone remind me where I'm at. Oh, I remember. Got it. These demons don't allow you to just walk away and to just be like, to just be away from them. They're going to try to reel you back in somehow. And whatever they try to do is for you to defend yourself so they can attach that energetic cord back onto you guys. So once again, if you ignore it, it's just a return to sender back at them. And the same emotion they try to invoke out of you, they're going to feel it. That's why these demons do a lot of reactive abuse to you guys. They want to keep poking you guys, poke. If you don't react, then that energy is going to keep going back at them. But as soon as you react, it's no longer what they did to you. It's your reaction, and now people are looking at you like you're the crazy one. So once again, I know it's hard, but you have to like just don't feed into what they are doing. And not only that, you guys can alchemize said energy as well. So if these demons keep attacking you, you can take that negative energy and put it into a positive. And you guys do that enough, these demons are going to just want to leave you alone. Because they start to see that you're a master alchemist and nothing they do will have an effect on you. And it probably took you guys a minute to get here because remember, growing up, we didn't have this information. So we were reacting to all these things that these demons were doing. It took me 4 to 5 years. It took me longer. A lot of other people in here longer. But some ways to protect yourselves against a succubus and incubus, guys. Celibacy is going to be your best bet. When you're celibate, you are able to see what these demons are doing. And I know a lot of you guys have discernment in here already. Some of you guys unlocked it through being celibate. But celibate will make your discernment on a whole nother level. And you're going to be able to see things that you weren't able to see before. Because remember, these demons try to come into your life. They try to do the manipulation, the black magic. Celibacy is like you can see this stuff kind of radiating off of people. You can start to see people that have like this lustful energy to them. And I just saw a video about that on TikTok too, like a couple days ago. This girl was talking about how like the most evil energy out there is like the lustful energy. And some of you guys probably never knew that was what you were feeling. You would just feel like a weird vibe will be off about somebody. And that weird feeling that you're feeling is them being very like lustful. And because they're lustful, they allow themselves to get possessed by said demons. And when they get possessed by these demons, that's when they start moving in an unconscious way. So one thing you're going to see that when you guys go celibate, and this is going to be another thing that's going to protect you, you stay celibate long enough and you regulate your nervous system, your taste is going to change. People that you once found attractive, you're not really going to like be attracted to them anymore. You can appreciate their beauty, I guess, but their energy, their frequency is going to be pushing you guys away. Going celibate, a lot of you guys probably thought in the beginning that you probably was like asexual or something. Come to find out, you guys become demisexuals. If you guys know what demisexual is, drop ones down in the chat. If you don't know what demisexual is, drop twos in the chat. It's like demisexual, sapiosexual. Lots of twos. Demisexual, guys, is when you actually need like an emotional connection with somebody to be attracted to them. And that's going to be another way that's going to protect you in spiritual warfare. Because at this point, you can't even get attracted to somebody unless you guys are thinking the same way, unless you are on the same frequency. And because of that, you can see the demons that are radiating off of people. And you know exactly who to stay away from. But it doesn't work the opposite way. Because you would think that lustful demons wants to go towards lustful demons. If anything, when you're celibate, you get this energy about you that is going to attract people that's on your frequency. But you're going to attract a lot of these lustful demons that want to siphon said energy. When you guys are celibate, or not even just celibate, when you're like raising your vibration, you're going to kind of naturally have to do your shadow work and face your trauma. And when you face your trauma and get out to the other side, you're going to become divine. So you're either going to become a divine masculine if you are a man, or a divine feminine if you are a woman. If you guys are of the divine, drop ones in the chat. You guys have made it. If you guys are in here and you're understanding what I'm talking about and you're not attacking me, that means you guys have done the work. So congratulations. Divine masculine, divine feminine, that's healthy masculinity, healthy femininity. So when you see people that are operating out of toxic masculinity, out of toxic femininity, that's them being toxic. That's them being controlling. That's them being manipulative. That's them being super angry, trying to gain that domination. When you're of the divine, you have more so of that like calm energy. And you're able to do things that people that haven't done the work aren't able to do. And because of that, you become this bright light that these demons want to come around and they want to attack you guys. And that's why when you're divine, you have that rare anointing, light workers, you can't really have that many friends. Because you guys are going to trigger the spirit of envy in a lot of these individuals. And you're probably going to think to yourself like, well, I still want to have like a big friend group. I still want to be around like in the mix and all these different things. Everything comes with a sacrifice, guys. And you guys awakening and you guys being on this path is your pool of people you're going to connect with and be able to resonate with. That just gets smaller and smaller. And also know that some people that awaken, they're not divine. So you guys have to pay attention to things people do instead of what they say. Because some people awaken, they don't have their ego death, dark night of the soul, and they merge with these warlock demons, the succubus, incubus, and they go on a rampage. So you guys got to be wary, and I only know that because like I've went through the lessons myself, thinking that everyone that's awakened, spiritual, isn't operating in demonic activity. When you look at this matrix, the people that are on the top, they're just people that are awakened, but they use their knowledge to gain control. It's not over one person, but over a large majority of individuals. But when you meet someone else that is of the divine, you can just feel it radiating off of them. If you guys have done the work, you guys are at a certain frequency, you guys are probably thinking that everyone's eventually going to betray you. Someone's eventually going to do something demonic to you. Honestly, if you met these people in the chat, you will see that, oh, wow, there is someone like me out there. That when you talk, they're going to be just as giving as you, just as empathetic, just as having that Care Bear energy. The only problem with that, guys, is we're very few and far between. I don't know if you guys have looked outside, but you can tell from you dating people and trying to have friends, we are outnumbered severely. And that's why you guys always have people grouping up on you and trying to jump you and do the things that demons be doing. Because when you're that one person that's not operating within that type of energy, you become the odd one out and you become the villain. And that's why you guys was probably villainized within your family systems, at your job, amongst your friends. They kept scapegoating you. Because for a lot of individuals, if you don't have said energy, they don't want to have anything to do with you. It doesn't care how attractive, nice, funny, charming, this and that. These demons are on one mission and one mission only, and that's to drain you to absolute zero of your energy. But once again, once you're celibate, these are things that's going to help you on this journey. Celibacy is also going to make you guys very stoic, and you guys are kind of noticing that as well throughout this journey. That you guys probably have tapped into stoicism, being very unbothered, seeing people spaz out, be crazy, and you can just look the other way. You probably wasn't able to do that in the past. People start being crazy. You're like, why are you doing this? No! Now you guys have a very good ability of leaving people crazy where they're at. And that's going to throw off a lot of individuals, guys. Because people want to come around you, be crazy, be weird, put you in that chase mode. And once again, once people give you the signs, you're out of there. You don't let this stuff affect you. And to you guys that is not there yet, you're going to get there. You just got to keep learning the lessons you got to learn, staying celibate, and keeping away from these demons. And like I said, guys, they're going to tell on themselves every single time. If you guys do want to date out there, I don't recommend it. The dating game is looking horrendous right now. But I don't want to stop you guys. So if you guys want to go out there and date, do know that said demons are going to tell on themselves. I recommend you vet people out 3 to 6 months. If you guys start dating someone, they say, I love you on the first date, that is a warlock. Everyone, we got to be on the same page tonight. I want everyone to know this information and making sure you're embodying it. If you're on a date, someone says, I love you first date, that's a red flag. If you decide to keep that person in your life, hey, kid puts hand on stove, then learns not to do it. You probably got to go through that. If someone is telling you, I want to have a kid with you first date, that is a warlock. Now, there is the exception to the rule, guys. I'm talking in generalities. Probably butchered that word, but a lot of people that love bomb you in the beginning when you first date, there's a high probability that person's only around you for one thing. And another way to know is if they get very offended or pushy when you deny smecks. Nowhere, thank you. Appreciate it. If you're dating somebody and then you tell them you want to wait and they start spazzing out, that's like a good sign you're dealing with a demon. Because if someone truly loved you, if someone truly wanted to get to know you, like, why is this an issue right now? Remember, you guys are very high vibrational individuals. These people can't run for long. They're eventually going to expose themselves. You guys just got to pay attention to what you're seeing. And yes, it's that deep, because if you allow a demon to be around you for too long, that can literally ruin your life. Some of you guys got sent to the depths of hell because you were around a demon for too long. You didn't even know who you were at the end of that relationship. You straight lost yourself. And because you lost yourself and came back, and some of you guys had to go to hell and back like more than one time dealing with these demons. If it happened more than once, like, drop ones in the chat. And that will definitely make you strong. Like, you're going to definitely love yourself if you had to deal with this type of situation more than once. Because there's not only just one type of like demon out there. Like, we talk about a lot of different demons out here. Once again, if you guys grew up in a narcissistic family system, you guys will have a lot of the worst coming to find you to straight take you out. First of all, if you grew up in a narcissistic family system, you probably was just attracting narcissists in the first quarter of your life. And that probably was very confusing, because you're like, what is going on right now? This stuff isn't taught in school, guys. When I get older, I don't know how much influence I'm gonna have. Maybe I can make it be taught. But until then, they just drop you. It's like in Fortnite. They just drop you in the middle of nowhere. It's like, figure it out. You got light workers, in the mix with the demons. And once again, they look normal. That narcissist that traumatized you is probably just very attractive, talks very smooth, charming, funny. And you were so confused when what was happening to you. Like, what is going on right now? But then you're like, you know what? That was probably like a one-off thing. It's like a one-off thing. I probably just got unlucky because I'm opening up about this stuff to other people and no one has answers for me. All right, I'm gonna go date somebody else. Same thing. And you're like, yo, okay, this is crazy. But you guys do have pattern recognition. So you start like doing some research and you start trying to figure this stuff out. And come to find out, like, oh, wow, I got a curse on me. I grew up in a narcissistic family system and they pretty much raised me to attract narcissists. This is insane. So let me go figure this stuff out. And that's when you guys started healing, because you understood that you were attracting those people because that felt like love. A lot of you guys grew up with a family where you had like an avoidant father, narc mother, or that was like swapped, narc father, avoidant mother. And you were just going out there and dating the people that had those same type of traits. And there's like levels to this as well. Levels. So you're with the narcissist. You already figured that stuff out. You're like, all right, thank you. That was hard though. That was hard. That was a lot of reading, a lot of videos I had to watch, a lot of heartbreak. But I figured it out. And then you guys go back out there, you're like, all right, I did it. Because everyone says once I heal, I'm going to attract what is for me. And then you run into the avoidant. Either it was like you had the avoidant and then you ran into the narc, or you had the narc and then you ran into the avoidant, because you still got to like pass the levels of what your parents was. And no matter what, when you meet that second level, that second higher level demon, that makes you not want to date anymore. You're like, what is going on out here? That stuff dysregulates your nervous system so bad that you're like, all right, I'm going to go to isolation. I don't know what you guys are doing out here. I'm going to go start putting all my energy into myself, go to nature. Some of you guys got a dog, a cat. And dog and cat's treating you guys well. And you guys have been very happy ever since because you're like, what is like happening out there? Okay, if you guys had that avoidant afterwards, no one really talks about the avoidant that much, but the avoidant can be just as bad as a narc. Because let's say this, you guys can date a narcissist, right? Yeah, it was traumatizing. Yeah, that person was doing some very demonic things, but at least you had a beginning, an end, and you probably realized I'd never want to be around that person ever again. Avoidance. Avoidance will promise you this thing. And a lot of times, too, when an avoidant comes into your life, your nervous system is already dysregulated. Someone comes into your life, you don't even want to date. You're like, I'm over this. I'm good. I'm going to keep that energy to myself. But then the avoidant gets kind of pushy because like the avoidant wants what they can't have. And they only wanted you when you didn't want them. And then as soon as you gave that avoidant what they wanted, they ghosted, pulled away, ran off. And now you're very confused. And now the trauma you have is trauma of like what could have been. And once again, that stuff's going to make you be like, all right, I'm over this. You're going to wonder to yourself, like, how did I pull the short end of the stick? Other people aren't going through these things, learn these type of lessons. Hey, in this spiritual warfare, guys, when you're a light worker, you got to learn these lessons. Because God is trying to make you Superman. So you got to like be strong out here. We can't be weak. Remember, all these lessons make you guys very strong people. You go through this stuff enough, now you can read people's minds, have discernment, see the future. To get these abilities, guys, you got to get jumped. It's like the initiation. You got to get jumped by your family members and friends. You got to get jumped by the people you date. Go through enough betrayal, you start seeing through the matrix, guys. You guys start becoming these exorcists, demon slayers. Where all my X-Men at? Drop ones in the chat. Where all my spiritual warriors? Drop ones in the chat. And this chat, we're going to understand you guys because once again, you say any of this stuff out there, you're going to get locked up. If you guys tell anyone I've been saying this stuff and speaking about these things, I will deny it. I'm not trying to get locked. It's on YouTube. You guys don't know where I live, so I will not be having any interviews. Point is, you can't really talk about these things out there because the matrix, people in the matrix is not going to see what you see. Your discernment, you're going to see through people, see through these systems, be able to get messages through your dreams. A lot of you guys are clairaudient. You guys can get messages through songs, clairvoyancy, clairsentience. And because of all this stuff, it's going to make you very overstimulated out there in society. You guys activate these abilities and you no longer want to leave the house. Because leaving the house, you just feel everything. Just feel everything. As soon as someone starts trying to manipulate you, you disassociate. Like, I can see what they're doing. But they don't know that you can see what they're doing. And if you try to even point out what they're doing, now you're the enemy because you see through some type of illusion. Or you see like the veil, like everyone has this like kind of veil over them and they're just operating out of witchcraft. When you guys first start activating these gifts, you yourself thought you were crazy. You probably gaslighted yourself a lot when you would see something. You're like, nah, there's no way I'm seeing this. And like 90% of the time, you guys always call it. You start breaking down stuff like it just takes like one piece of info. They say one thing and then your mind goes into like Sherlock Holmes mode. A lot of you guys are like Sherlock Holmes detectives in here, Scooby-Doo people, unmasking people. Because your pattern recognition, you pay attention to what's going on and you just start piecing things together. Living well, appreciate it. And that's why these demons, guys, when you cut them off, you're always probably going to hear the same script. They're going to say you cut them off for no reason. They're going to say you're too strict. You got to learn not to listen to these things because people are going to try to shame you into being their next victim. They're trying to play on your empathy. They're trying to play on the fact that they know you care. Because they know you caught them. They know you see through them. They know you see through all their games, this and that. And when a demon knows you see through their games, they just flip the board and just start throwing the craziest lies at you. You're sensitive. You don't know what you're talking about. You're overthinking. Why are you thinking that much? Are we being for real right now? If someone says you're thinking too much, it's time to get away from that person. They're not thinking enough. That's why they're under demonic witchcraft covens, within the matrix. All this stuff is to make you be like, man, am I thinking too much? Am I crazy? Gaslighting is a demon's favorite tool in this journey, guys. If you're dealing with people in the matrix, I don't really think you can go a day without being gaslit by somebody. Everyone is doing it. Everyone is trying to manipulate you somehow to get under their control. A lot of these power games are happening in society. Some of it's very overt. Some of it's covert. And there's many different ways that these demons are going to try to get your energies, not through smecks. We talk a lot about energy vampires on these streams. Another way they would try to get your energy is just trying to humble you. And that can be a succubus and an incubus too. Because once again, don't think that anyone that's trying to be in a relationship with you is good for you. You'll have people try to like date you and then try to humble you. Like as soon as like they get comfortable, the humbling starts. They call that stuff like negging in the dating game. You experience that a lot. If you guys are out there dating, when you try to date someone that's insecure, the way they try to gain control is trying to make themselves feel better than you. You have some people, they like a boyfriend or a girlfriend will tell you that I never said you were attractive because I didn't want you to get a big head. In a way, that's how they kind of energy siphon you. You guys should be with a partner that likes giving you guys compliments. And it's kind of crazy. I have to actually say that out loud because there's just so much manipulation and like tactics that's going on in the dating game. And another thing about these succubus and incubus, like they'll hate when you get attention from like other people. So if you're with somebody and you guys are like in a crowd and then people are like looking at you, talking to you, they see that you're intelligent. For some reason, that makes these demons get very triggered. And then they're going to try to humble you in front of other people. But it's going to be confusing to you guys because you're going to think that that person's on my team. That person's on my side. So there's no way they could be trying to do this right now. And as soon as you start noticing that those things, it's time to go. It's time to go. As soon as they start playing those games, maybe you guys can have one type of conversation with them. But then if they are like, I'm going to change this and that, it's time to go. Because some of these demons, they like to like double down, like when you have a conversation with them. You'll have a conversation with them and they'll be like, hey, my bad, I understand this and that. The whole time in their head, they're thinking like, oh, I didn't even know they saw that. Now I'm going to try to manipulate even further, be more sneaky. Some of you guys have to learn this early on because there were some people out there that you tried to have that conversation with them when you were still trying to like rationalize with these demons. And you probably left that conversation and you're like, oh, they really understood me. We got to a common ground. I'm glad I had that conversation. And then a lot of them won't even wait. The next day, they'll probably go straight back to manipulation. Like, who do you think you are? I'm gonna show you that you have discernment. You think you're divinely protected. When it comes to being divinely protected and having discernment, guys, all this spiritual stuff, keep it to yourself. Like, honestly, these demons think very weird. If you go out there and say you're divinely protected, a demon is gonna try to take that as like a challenge. And then you're not even like the one that's like, oh, I'm scared they're gonna attack me now. A lot of you guys be having empathy for these demons, and I do understand why. Because if God, spirit guides, or people have to, like, when they start fighting your battles, they don't let up off of these demons. They're actually very ruthless. So sometimes you be telling these demons, like, I'm divinely protected, for like, yo, like, look, I don't want anything to happen to you. And then you guys understand that's why you guys can't give out the punishments. Because if you guys was handing out the karma, you guys would probably give like a slap on the wrist. Nah, if someone harms you guys, something very bad is going to happen to them. Especially when you stay celibate, you've been on this journey, you haven't been getting revenge, you stay in your law of abundance, wanting everyone to win. You just keep going up more and more and more in the spiritual realm in your rank. And then your divine protection, people can attack you and they get their karma like an hour later. If you guys have experienced that happening to you, drop ones in the chat. And if you guys feel comfortable to say, put what happened to the person when they did that thing to you. Because this stuff, you can only start believing it when you see it with your very eyes. When you first probably start learning about divinely protected, you're like, nah, I don't think that's real. Karma, nah. Hey, but when you finally start seeing this stuff in real time, you're like, yo, this is insane. And for some of these people, you can't say that you didn't warn them. Because also too, when it comes to being divinely protected, God uses that as like, oh, they have to learn their lesson and the punishment has to fit the crime. So if these demons did shadow work after getting said karma, they will figure out that there probably wasn't supposed to do that. They probably weren't supposed to attack you, manipulate, witchcraft, this and that. And that's why a lot of you guys are sent on missions to expose these demons so they can get better. Because all these succubus, incubus, these warlocks, this and that, you guys are probably thinking you're the first person they tried doing this to. You're the first person they tried to run that evil plan on, this and that. Nah, they've been doing this stuff for a minute. They've been on a streak of just traumatizing individuals. For these succubus and incubus, they probably just got out of a relationship and they chose you as the next target. One way to know you're dealing with a succubus or incubus, guys, is they don't want to be single. They can't be single. They're always going to try to like be dating people. And I don't think this needs to be said, but like if someone breaks up with somebody and goes to be with you, no, that is like showing you what's about to happen to you. Like they just ruin whoever's person's life and now they're coming after you. But once again, a lot of times God sends you to these people to shut down whatever they got going on. Because they're going to try to do the same thing to you that they did to the other people and realize that, oh, that was a mistake. For many different reasons. For one, the last person they probably attacked was probably clueless to all this stuff. To you, you've been battling these demons your whole life. It's like as soon as someone starts to even think about doing something evil to you, you just sense it. Like, you just sense it. They could be at the house planning. As soon as they think I'm about to like do something to them, you have a dream. You wake up like, oh, damn, that person is plotting on me. And you guys start breaking stuff down in your head. Pattern recognition starts coming on. And once again, they think you're naive. You don't let them do it. You walk away from them. They get their karma. And then they realize that they shouldn't have done it. But a lot of these demons, like, they'll feel like a little guilt, like very in the beginning. But a lot of them, they feel it and then they go back to doing their demonic stuff like the very next day. They start to think that was like a one-off thing, that's not going to happen again. And some of these demons, though, they'll really kind of like tap into your energy. Like if they tried to attack you, they couldn't get away with it. You say you're divinely protected. Now they're trying to prove that you're not. Now they're probably going to always attack you because for some reason they get offended that you think you're divinely protected. And guys, how ridiculous does that sound? If someone gets offended or triggered by you saying you're divinely protected, that's confirmation right there you're dealing with a demon. I think about myself, even if I didn't believe any of this stuff, if I didn't have the knowing, and I was still in the matrix, someone said they're divinely protected, I'd be like, okay. I don't believe in that, but it's cool. I'll just walk the other way. If you tell someone you're divinely protected and they make it their main mission to try to take you down, that demon, you see that's a demon, but also too, it's like when they attack you and you have divine protection, it's not only they will get their karma after doing what they do, you get blessed every single time. Blessings on blessings. God uses you as bait for these people to attack you. They get their karma. You level up. You step into your new timeline. And so if you guys have a demon out there that doesn't want to learn said lesson and they keep attacking you over and over, the same thing's going to happen. They're just going to keep rising and they're going to keep going down and down and down. But these demons, they get very egotistical because they keep, like, for real, they want to prove to you that you're not divinely protected. So some of these demons, they be sacrificing themselves trying to take you out. They waste a lot of time. They waste a lot of resources. They waste a lot of attention. And sometimes you think to yourself, if they would just put that amount of energy into themselves, they can heal, drop off their demon, and then get their blessings as well. And that's why hate is hate is something that will really hold you back, guys. You guys have never understood that because you guys don't hate on other people. You don't just go out there, try to humble people, attack people, like be in comment sessions, trying to like bring people down. If anything, you guys are going out there, you're trying to uplift people. You're trying to put out positive energy into the world. You guys are very forgiving. And because of that, that's the exact reason why you guys are divinely protected. Because that protection just doesn't go to anybody. So if you guys are in here and you've done the work, W's to you guys. Because once again, to be divinely protected is not an easy thing. I know it gets talked a lot about on social media. It's just kind of like, oh, we're divinely protected, this and that. But honestly, it's like a lot of responsibility because you guys had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations to even get that to begin with. Walking the righteous path, being a good person, that just puts a target on your back. And you guys stayed good even when you didn't know what was going on. It wasn't like you were young. They came with you with a book and they say, hey, look, if you stay good this whole time, you're going to get this divine protection. You're going to get this. You just stayed good and you didn't know what was going on. You're like, why do they hate me? If I be more positive, will it make them like me? Indeed, it did not. The more positive you were, the more they attacked you. You're like, you know what? Maybe I got to be more positive. That's it. I didn't hit the limit for the positivity. You went more positive and got even more attacked. And you're like, why is this happening? And it took you a very long time for you to be like, yo, I'm just different from these individuals. Your whole life, you probably felt like an alien just like walking amongst these people, but you didn't know like what it was or had this knowledge. Just always trying to conform, always making excuses for people. And now you realize that like your energy is out here triggering people. And you know how powerful you got to be when you don't even say anything and people just don't like you? A lot of you guys experience that before even meeting somebody. You already get people like mad dogging you, already talking mess about you. You're like, I don't even know that person. They're like, they said this about you. I'm like, I don't even. Okay. And that was happening your whole life. Because when you're on this path, you gotta experience a Jesus Christ crucifixion. Jesus Christ went through the same stuff. Saying if the world hates you, remember it hated me first. And he dealt with it on a way higher level. And it is said that Jesus Christ was a lifelong celibate person. Celibate for 33 years. That's definitely going to make you a target. Because with us, we're celibate for like a year, 5 years, 4 years. And it's like the whole world just hates us. So you can only imagine, we live in a narcissistic society. In this world, light, positivity, being good, it makes you a target. But it's like covered up. It's covered up. So it's like people are attacking you, but it's like you can't really talk about it because people are going to make it seem like it's in your head. You don't know what you're talking about. You're conceited. People aren't jealous of you. Stop talking about that. Jeff would never. He buys a Starbucks. And you're looking around like, yo, this is like, you're just looking around all the demons, but no one is talking about this stuff. If you even try to bring up spiritual warfare, you become public enemy number one. Just like these lives, every time I start up these lives, it's spiritual warfare. I attract a lot of people that think like me on the same frequency, but then we get the energy vampires. Just like this conversation just makes people mad. You got people right now watching this live at their houses jumping up and down like, why are they doing this? Because whenever we group up, guys, people get very nervous when you got a lot of high vibrational people all together. Because how dare we be together, laugh, and talk about these things? They want to take us out just because of this. And I laugh because like all this stuff, and this is why I be laughing in my videos too. Because all this stuff is just very interesting to me. Like this life, these demons, all this stuff is just backwards. No one is seeing it. It's just very funny. How mad you guys will have people by just being you. You can literally walk into a room, say, hey, how are you doing? And that alone made them just like despise you. Because why are you smiling? Like, what is there to be happy about? But that same room, go in there, be like, be down. Be like, man, oh God, man. These people always on me. I hate people, man. It's crazy. And now that person's like, you're one of us. Welcome to the gang. And miserable people love company. And they get together to validate the weird behaviors that they be doing. And that's why it be throwing you off. Because you have someone do something very weird to you. Where on paper, anyone else will agree with you. We would agree with you. We will back you up. You come into this chat and you let people know that someone did this to me. I will be like, damn, that is insane. That is crazy. Other people will be responding to you like, oh, I went through that too. The only thing is, like, we're all spread out. Like, we're all spread out. We're all, like, in, like, different parts of the world. So the people that you're going to be surrounded with is people that will validate said weird behavior. You can have someone do something very weird to you. And then what they're going to do is go to another weird person. Those two people are going to go to two other weird people. And now you got a group is like, just like, why did you do this? And that's why you guys get grouped up all the time. And they didn't wait until you guys got of age. That would have been cool, actually. That would have been a lot more manageable. If they waited until we got to 18 and started doing this stuff, still would have been bad, but it would have been cool. We was like 10 years old dealing with people grouping up on us, and we didn't know what was going on. 10-year-old kid are grouping up on us. We're still smiling like, what's going on? A lot of you guys didn't even know people was bullying you until you awakened. And that's another thing that made you guys angry. because you guys had such a positive lens on the world, making excuses for all these people. Other people would tell you, I don't think they like you. I think they're jealous of you. You're like, nah, that's how Jeff just acts. Jeff got me a Starbucks. He wouldn't do this behind my back. Whole time Jeff is leading the army against you. That's like a trigger right there too. I'm kind of noticing. Anytime you guys say out loud they will never do that to you, they're ready to do that to you like times 10. These days I get scared to even like say that phrase out loud, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us in here, we had people we was defending. We was like, nah, they would never do that to us. They did this for me, they did that. Stop talking about that. And you don't know true pain until you defend someone that is like leading the army to take you out. That's something that's gonna unlock your discernment for sure. That's like something that you're gonna start seeing through this matrix. Like, it sounds like an actual movie. Like, man, I was defending you, and they're like the ringleader of like all the people that's like going against you. So yeah, you had to get to a point where you awaken and you start being like, all right, the world isn't as it seems, and now you got to start moving accordingly. And that means you can't just date like how you used to date. That means you can't just be out there just having regular friends. If you think about it, guys, we be like, how do we even make it this far? Because we were just like in a mix, just like partying with the demons and not really caring. Like, we were like, oh, everyone's cool. Until we almost got taken out, and then we're like, oh wait, I gotta get away from this stuff. God, facts. And some of you guys had to escape your hometown. Like, that's how bad it was. For any of you guys right now that's in the beginning stages of this, that is what you probably might have to do. Because how can you grow in the same environment that is constantly pushing you down? Some of you realize as soon as you walked away from your environment, as soon as you walked away from your family, moved away, life just started getting way better. And you start to see life was never supposed to be that hard. Because growing up with these demons, that was like life on nightmare mode. Life was like turned up to like a 10 when it was never supposed to be that difficult. And you probably always wondered to yourself, like, why do these things come when it comes easier for other people? Why am I the one struggling? Why does it seem like this stuff is so hard? But then once you escape, you start figuring this stuff out. That's when your life actually begins. It's the rebirth process, and you finally get to step into a new version where it's still you, but at the same time, it's not. Because for a majority of us in here, the old us is just gone. That old person that like allowed people to manipulate us, that was just carefree and just being around with the demons and stuff like that. That was a sad day. You had to attend a funeral that no one else knew about. Because no one else knew, like on the outside, you still look like the same person. But in all actuality, you were becoming like a whole different individual, morphing into something different. Morphing into somebody where these demons are now scared of you. Now, a lot of people from your past don't even want to be around you or look you in the eye, because a lot of these demons feel guilty. Not guilty about what they did, guilty at the fact that you survived. And now you surviving kind of exposes these people in real time. Because you surviving kind of like just overthrows their smear campaigns. It overthrows all the lies about you. And that's why I'm saying you guys never got to defend yourself, because if you're truly divine and you're truly on this path, things are always going to work out for you. It might not look like it in the beginning. It might look like everything is against you and there's just no way out. But trust that like those tables will eventually turn. And I know some of your guys' situations are very dire. Because if you get caught up with a succubus or incubus, these people go very hard to try to take you out. Sometimes they get you guys in court cases. They get you guys arrested, put you in some very bad situations. Whatever happens in the 3D, though, you just got to stay calm and realize that it's not, you're going to make it out on top. But you can't let these demons make you guys crash out. Like, whatever you guys do, don't crash out. Don't crash out. The advanced ones, we already had our crash out moment and we're like, never again. For those of you guys watching this right now thinking like, I want to crash out, I hate them, they did this. Stay calm. When you don't crash out, let whatever happens, happens. And trust is going to work out in your favor. If you guys are going through any legal troubles, celibacy will always make you win whatever legal trouble you're going through. Remember, timeline shifting. If you're a high vibrational and you stay on that path, you're on a timeline where this stuff will always work out in your favor. But if you crash out and you start thinking like, oh, I'm always unlucky, this always happens to me, that's probably not going to go in your favor. Because now reality is going to give you exactly about how you feel about the situation. Your thoughts alone, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to manipulate you to give yourself a bad reality. You got to see these demons do like the most horrendous thing to you, and you just be like, in your head, I forgive you, but I'm going to cut you off and I'm going to go live peacefully. And I know some of these demons did some very bad things to you guys where you're like, how can I forgive that? Trust me, I know. Especially with the family systems that you guys had, people that were supposed to protect you guys. Do understand that forgiveness, though, is not for these people at all. Forgiveness is not so a succubus and incubus can feel good about themselves. Forgiveness is not so your narcissistic parents can finally be able to move on. That is for you. Because trust me, sometimes not forgiving somebody will keep you trapped in a timeline. And that's that gatekeeper doing what they're supposed to be doing. Remember, you go up, go up, go up, go up. Gatekeeper, you step over. But if you don't forgive the gatekeeper, you stay stuck right here in this timeline. Some of you guys are stuck on a timeline because you can't forgive your parents. And I'm not saying it's going to be an overnight process. I'm not saying just like life ends and then parents are forgiven. Understand that's going to take some work. But when you do forgive, that can help you elevate to your next timeline. Because how are you supposed to get to that next timeline if you keep thinking, I hate my parents. Why did they do this to me? I didn't even choose my parents. They're not going to say sorry. Do you think you having all that anger is going to allow you to elevate? And if anything, if you can't get through what they did to you, reality is going to send you a demon that is just similar, and they're going to keep triggering you, keep triggering you, keep triggering you. To get to your next timeline, you can't be someone that gets triggered. You're always going to have a trigger, but if you're stuck getting triggered by the same thing, it's going to keep you like on that level. And that's why when we have these triggers, people are sent into our reality for us to see what said triggers are and to see exactly what we need to work on. So reframe your brain into when someone attacks you, it's not going to be, man, why did you trigger me, this and that? Don't react, but if they still trigger you, you can go home and be like, all right, why did that trigger me? Let me go into the lab. Let me try to figure this stuff out. Someone says, but I feel broken. You're going to feel like that in the beginning. To reprogram your brain is not an easy thing. Neuroplasticity, though, it is possible. For you guys that's kind of like trying to figure out how to do this stuff, Atomic Habits is a good book to help out with this kind of thing. But once you start forgiving people, you'll feel a whole lot lighter and it will be a lot more easier to navigate yourselves through these situations. But if you're dealing with a situation that reminds you of your childhood and you get triggered, it's going to keep you in this little cycle. And that's why warlocks hate to see you guys elevate. These demons hate to see you get to the next level, because these demons, they are just people that can't figure this stuff out. They haven't been able to face their trauma. They get very scared to face these things. They're just kids that's running away from it. So when they see you come into the picture and at first you remind them of themselves and they're trying to stop you from getting to that next timeline and you're able to figure it out, that's why they get very pissed off at you guys. Because how are you able to figure it out and they're not able to figure it out? Whole time, you guys are just very curious people, and you're like, even though it's going to be hard, you're going to try to figure it out. And it's that same curiosity that has gotten you out of the matrix to begin with. It's called choices, exactly. Hey, but right now, if you guys got any questions, now is the time to ask. This has been a pretty cool stream. If you guys are on my TikTok side, shoot me a follow. I go live every single night. Also, if you guys wasn't able to catch the full stream, subscribe to me on my YouTube, where that live will be uploaded. I also do one-on-ones, link in the bio. And if you guys want to shoot me a text, link in bio as well. I just don't do personal readings. A lot of you guys have been texting me that. I don't do those. Thank you for this. I got you. Any tips for good sleep? You guys got to have a routine. Make sure you're going to sleep the same time every night if you can. Also, no phone in the bed. Areas carry energy. If you're always on your phone in bed, your brain's not going to be able to relate it to sleep. And I take magnesium glycinate. How do I break a soul tie with a succubus? Let's see if you guys have been paying attention. YouTube, TikTok. How do you break a soul tie with a succubus? I also saw this question throughout the stream, like what's the difference between a succubus and an incubus? Succubus are the female versions and the incubus is the male version. How a succubus normally gets the guys is through lust. I think it's common knowledge. I don't know if you guys want to push back on that, but I feel as if the male gender is the more lustful gender. Incubus likes to get women with the words, the love bombing, but it's not gender specific. They can interchange that depending on the victim that they're going after. Fast, pray, and stay away. Exactly. No contact. Abstinence. When you're dealing with these demons, the beginning of the soul tie, and you're trying to disconnect, it is going to feel very painful. And I know we've all dealt with that, like in a breakup, all you can really think about is that person, and you kind of like lose a part of yourself. But time heals all wounds, and all these examples people are putting down in the chat is going to make it easier. Also, too, I do this throughout the stream. I forgot to do it during it, but I do like to help out a lot of people because I know you guys are in these situations right now, dealing with some type of succubus, some type of incubus, some type of warlock. Remember, your words are very powerful. Words are spells. But you have to take your power back. And one way to do that is you can say that out loud, but I also want you to type it in the stream right now. Put it all in capital letters, say it, and don't just say it, you gotta feel it. And also in your head, imagine that cord that is attached to that person. Imagine you cutting the cord. So everyone in here right now, if you're dealing with someone that is pulling on your energy, it just doesn't have to be like someone you're in a relationship with. Anyone that is constantly attacking you, is constantly trying to provoke you. Maybe it is a twin flame, maybe it is a relationship. You can take your power back. We're all very powerful beings. This matrix is designed to make us feel like we're not powerful. But as you can see everyone putting it here, you can feel that energy. That's high vibrational people coming together and realizing their worth. The longer you stay away from these demons, the more you'll be able to see that as well. Also, writing a letter to people you want to let go to is very powerful. Jefe, MVP. Writing letters to people you want to let go is very powerful. You probably had someone that ghosted you. You probably had someone that you thought loved you but was manipulating you, this and that, but you still got to let go of a version that you thought they were. Write a letter to them. Everything you want to say to that person. Don't hold back as many pages as it has to be. Go to the beach. That's what I'd be doing. Beach is very peaceful. Get that letter, burn it, and that is letting go of the person. A lot of these demons don't want to be letting you guys go. So do know that you guys are connected to these people. If you're in a soul tie with them, they can feel you. So sometimes you really be missing somebody. You could be sending messages to that person, vice versa. Also, if you let go of that person, they're going to feel that, and that's going to make them reach out to you. So right now, you guys probably said, I take my power back. You'll probably have that person hit you up. Some of you guys probably will write the letter. As soon as you burn it, that person is going to hit you up. Remember, that is a test, though. Are you going to go back to that person? Did you learn the lesson? God has to see you're serious to get you to your next timeline. He stalked me for 12 years. Damn. If you guys are currently getting stalked, I'm sorry you're going through that. This reality is just very weird. I accepted it like a long time ago, though. People start doing the weird things. I just start laughing. I've been making a lot of demons mad because of that. I think because they want me to get mad or something. I don't have it in me anymore. L, appreciate the follow. Good night and thank you. Yeah, I'm currently working on a book right now. You dance? That's fire. Annex, appreciate the follow. How do we escape the matrix? Awareness is the first step. Raise your frequency, do high vibrational things. Understand you aren't your thoughts. Start meditating. All that stuff's going to start happening naturally. Being in chats like this is a good sign. You're a nice person. Appreciate it. Heart so giving. Thank you. Appreciate it. You got opportunities lined up. I love that for you. Miss J. Yes, I'm being cyberstalked. They may be seeing me now. The military, unbelievable. Well, congrats that you are getting your blessings. Like I said, God's going to bless you in front of the very people that tried to sabotage you. And for some reason, Paulette, thank you. YouTube, that's my YouTube, right? Yeah, that's my YouTube, guys. Tap into it. But like I be saying, God is going to bless you. That's the crazy part too, because like I said, they be thinking they're a God over your reality, and they think they're able to stop you. But when you're truly of the divine, there's nothing they can do to stop you. So if you're able to look at your life like a TV show or like a book, that's why I try to frame my videos as talking about it in that way. At the end of a TV episode, there's always like the solution to it. Even though this stuff might seem very chaotic, it might seem like a lot of stuff is coming at you, you guys are going to get your happy ending, but you have to believe in it. Oh, one thing about these succubus and incubus guys, we did talk about how like those accusations be confessions. These succubus, incubus, they be cheating on you guys, and they really be hiding this stuff. If they start to accuse you of cheating and you haven't done it, I would start paying attention. That's where I'm at on this journey as well. Like, if someone just throws an accusation at you out of nowhere, that means that they got something going on. That's like probably something they're doing. Yeah, you're an energy vampire. I'm gonna block you. They wanted a reaction. Yeah, sometimes people be testing. You're talking with the cheating situation, right? No more illusions, no more delusions, no more projections. Fire. No more benefits of the doubts. That was like an interesting thing that I discovered on this journey, that there's other people doing the same thing. Because yeah, I would do that my whole life, and that was just getting me into issues. So everyone in here, like giving people the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying to not do that for everybody, but that very thing can get you into a lot of trouble. These demons love when you give them the benefit of the doubt because they be operating out of like plausible deniability. What's up, BB? The authentic empress, appreciate it. Question for everybody in the chat. When did you guys realize that like a social hierarchy was a thing and that you weren't operating within it? That was a cool revelation. Like, of course, the social hierarchy, that's a bad thing. But seeing it and seeing people operate in it is a very interesting thing. As a kid, that's amazing. He was very tapped in. 20, 3 years ago, in your teens, that's fire. It also sounds very frustrating too, because being in your teens, you're still like under like a lot of authority. So it seems very frustrating. When did you guys know you were a deep thinker? I know that seems like it's like an obvious thing. I didn't know I was a deep thinker till like very late in my life. I remember I asked somebody something. I asked my boss, like, do you believe in manifestation? And then she said, you're a deep thinker. And I didn't even think that was a deep question. I think a lot of us just assume that the things we think is just like normal conversations. Cause I'm like, that was deep. I'm like, I can go way deeper. 19 years old, you're 50 now. Been awake for a minute. What's that been like? You take things apart to see how they work, like reverse engineer. He was always called the old soul. I thought that was just an expression people were saying. I didn't think that was like a real thing. And I didn't see myself as an old soul. I just thought it was something random people said. But then I realized I was only really able to talk to people that was older than me. People my age, I cannot talk to them for anything. They're like worried about things I'm not really thinking about. Your favorite place is the library? Fire. And once again, I do want to thank you guys for coming in here. I always want to like show my appreciation for you guys' support. Thank you guys for giving me a platform. It's cool to have people to talk to that think just like me. So thank you. Nice to meet you, Annie. You've had several awakenings throughout this life. How many? Appreciate the heart, man. Wish I could talk to you on a deeper level. I'm gonna do a meetup one of these days. A lot of people keep asking about it. It will be cool for us to all get together and talk in person. Shout out to Angel, Jada, and Alexandria. Appreciate the gifts. Thank you. You're in Australia? How do you like Australia? D Garcia, appreciate the follow. Any of you guys had encounters with like spiritual narcissists? And if you did you have the moment where you're like, this is a thing? 'Cause I started getting exhausted at a certain point. Like, I was dealing with the narcs when I awakened. I'm like, yo, like I'm giving up. I'm giving up. And then like I stopped in spirituality. I'm like, oh, cool. And I met more spiritual people. I'm like, oh, okay. Finally, the people that think like me. And I'm like, all right, there's more narcs. And I was thinking, is something up with me? Am I just not like You have to go really deep to find the real people. It took me like 3 years to find you guys. I was just out there just getting traumatized and jumped. Had to tell him to stay away. Because I remember too, I discovered it was a thing and I will make posts about it. And then people will be like, that's not a real thing. And once again, I'm like, all right, that's like more people like trying to like alter how I think. Because the comments will be like that. I'm like, no, this is definitely a real thing. Those are the worst ones. Because they're aware. That's like the crazy part. What's up, Em? Cult leaders, exactly. And when they know that you know, oh, it's like the worst thing to ever happen. The psychological warfare they will do is like insane. And I hate psychological warfare. It's like in some instances, like you're forced to play. And I hate playing the game. This is like, it just feels very weird to me. Just get away at all costs. You already know facts. Hey, but I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm gonna get some sleep. Thank you guys for supporting me. Like I said, follow me on TikTok, live every night, and also subscribe to me on my YouTube. But thank you guys for the good time and the good vibes. I'm gonna go live at 9 p.m.-ish, maybe 9:15. No promises, but I'll definitely be live. And everyone, W Paulette, W Michelle to my mods. You guys are amazing. And I gotta start getting mods for my YouTube. So I'm gonna start asking. All right, guys, peace.